Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, summoners across the rift. Welcome to the first official Piltover Cup coming to you from Raid. I am Dawoud, Sandstorm Dawoud, and joining me today as a guest caster is Jonathan Slút. Barrett, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. I'm absolutely great today. Super excited for this game, of course. How are you, Dawoud?
Oh, I'm very excited, to be honest. Looking at both these teams, we've seen what they had before in the first couple of games they played. Not having the best of luck, of course. Nuclear Storm Gaming and Team Ahri fan club suffered a loss in the first round. So, looking for something to prove here for both these teams, considering that their group is a pretty stacked group. You got NSG, AFC, Sentinel, and Phelan, I believe. So, it's a pretty strong group.
It's a very tough group, I must say, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, compared to the other groups, it's definitely the group of death.
Group
that's
of
just
death,
my point.
For sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. Very hard to pick out two teams who will go through out of this group, and all of them will be fighting for the top two spots here.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, it's four groups, two groups of four, two groups of three, two spots, of course, first and second place for each group going into quarterfinals, semifinals, and of course, the finals. But honestly, for NSG and AFC, what are we looking for here? Where's the focus going to be after all the changes and everything for both these teams?
I feel like with the new changes in the new patch, there'll be a lot of focus around early game junglers for NSG, where lethality changes have come in. So I'm expecting now to see Goose being put onto a champ like, say, Graves that can abuse the new lethality changes, the Rated Dirk and the Just Blade, or something similar like the Kha'Zix, something early game to get everyone going. He's really good at those early game junglers. But then again, I've also seen in his history, he's been spamming a lot of Cho'Gath, who has had tons and tons of changes this patch. Got a new slow on his E, does percentage health, and also that champ is really, really strong right now, whereby if he gets two items, which are the Gargoyle and the Locket, he provides such a massive shield. It's like when he pops the two of them together and he gets his stacks and everything, is like a disgusting amount of HP, and he just gives like a 3k shield or something with the Locket. It's crazy.
Yeah, and of course with the percentage damage that we were talking about beforehand, it just scales massively, doesn't it?
Oh, it's absolutely crazy. And as well, because a few patches back, they changed so he doesn't lose his stacks anymore. So it's kind of a really interesting champ now, I think, for the next while. I think he will be meta from here on out. What do you think of these bans so far?
Honestly, of course, Nunu being taken away here from Dr. Yeti, his most played champion. I think 230 games with a 58% win rate. You'd be crazy not to take that away.
I'm trying to think actually if he was the same person I played against like 2 years ago who used to just spam Nunu. I think his name was Dunstore or something.
The only other Nunu player I know is he played for, I think he was in the finals of G9, I believe, and they went up against OG. I'm trying to remember the name though.
But Nunu is just such a good pick at the moment as well. He's like so strong, objective control, disgustingly tanky, can also do the whole Gargoyles Locket thing, and just provides loads of utility to the team as well.
Yeah, of
course,
with
expected Lee Sin ban there. Callista, Tristana, Adzi, extremely good on both those champs. Oh, and NSG get to pick up the Zac first. Zac's still very good. He got a nerf this patch.
Yeah, he did.
A slight nerf. I don't think it's... I mean, it's a fairly decent nerf to him, but I don't think that it warrants him not being like a meta pick at the moment. He's just a very strong pick overall.
I believe they nerfed his... I think the range on his Q from 300 to 200, wasn't it? So
yeah, the striking strikes, the second hit range, so the second one that comes out, they nerfed it by I think like nearly half or something or so. It was a very, very big change.
Yeah.
But he's still just a really strong champ. Janna picked up here. That's a very good pick against Zac. Like you can always, and I mean always, if you can't cancel a Zac jump with Janna, like you shouldn't even be playing Janna. You know, it's a really strong pick into Zac, but you can still do a lot on the Zac here.
Yeah,
Caitlyn,
that's pretty good.
Okay.
That's
See
a pretty
the Caitlyn
strong lane.
here.
You have the shield, of course, from the Janna, give him a little bit more AD. Then it's a decent amount of poke.
it's a very strong poke lane, and they will be able to push in consistently and cause a lot of pressure on that bot side and try to pick away at the tower. But also on top of that, Caitlyn got a nerf this patch, and I don't think she's that strong anymore. She's got nerf after nerf the past few patches. I mean,
got a nerf towards her attack speed, I believe. The growth,
speed,
the growth went from 4% to 2%. And
exactly,
I mean, by level 18, that's 36% attack speed, which is pretty decent. But it didn't change the fact that she can still properly siege up with her traps. She can still provide a decent amount of poke with them, of course. Yes, it injured, I think, the team fight aspect of the Caitlyn, but the siege potential, I think, is still there for her.
I don't know. I'm not really sure about it, because the Caitlyn is just... I feel like she's fallen out this patch because of all the lethality changes as well. See, this Lucian pick by NSG is a top quality pick right now. They're not going to build it the same way that people were building it in the past few patches, because everyone was going like Blade of the Rune King because it was very strong. But I feel like Adzi will be going, and I'm not 100% sure on this, but I would presume that he's going to go very lethality build kind of oriented. He'd probably get Duskblade, bit of Lifesteal.
Ghostblade, of course, for the increased attack speed.
And,
or rather,
maybe
increased attack speed on the ultimate, should I clarify? I think they are moved, I'm not too sure, actually.
Not really sure. Galio, obviously, a very good flex pick here. Can go top lane, mid lane. Nixfara has been seen to play that champ over. Olaf is...
Oh boy.
I didn't expect this, the Olaf pick here.
I mean, it ignores the knockups and ignores all the CC, of course, coming out from NSG. So, if you want a free ticket towards the backline, there it is. And if, of course, AFC are able to combo that with something like the Orianna, because you won't be able to stop the Olaf, get a shockwave to the backline, that could be a pretty good engage for them. And of course, they have a decent amount of disengage with the Monsoon and the Howling Gale already coming out from the Janna.
Yeah, I feel like their comp is very disoriented here. I don't feel like the Olaf can get back to the Lucian. Like, Lucian is a very slippery champ, and if you aren't able to instantly get on him with, say, a dash or a blink of some kind, then the Olaf, I feel, is a pretty useless pick here. Oh, with the Kled though, it can make it back in time, I'd say, with that huge amount of move speed he can get. Plus, I feel like Righteous Glory is really strong in the current meta. I'm not too sure about the Rammus ban here by AFC when they already had the
Rammus ban, and then they didn't ban the last champion as well. So I'm not too sure.
That's a bit of BM there from Ahri fan club, I feel.
It could be BM. It could be
Lucian lane.
Oh boy.
That's very tasty lane here.
A Bromlucian lane could be very deadly, to be honest, just because, of course, the double proc from the Lucian's passive and concussive blows could be a very deadly one. But it is a ranged melee matchup between those supports, so as you said, it could still be a lane in favoring, of course, the Caitlyn and the Janna. They might have the better pressure, of course, with the longer range Caitlyn has. She might be the one who still has that early pressure in the lane, and then just try and see if they can push an objective towards that bottom side of the map.
Yeah, I honestly doubt it. Hey, this is a very good draft by NSG. It's very clean. The only thing I can question really about it is probably the Fiora ban. I don't feel she's that strong in the current meta now, because her lane phase isn't actually that strong, and the fact that they've changed Thornmail, that it gives grievous wounds, like you cannot actually trade anymore because you do not get the healing.
And you don't actually even need the Thornmail. You just
you don't even need the full Thornmail.
It's 900 gold. It's 2 cloth armors and then 300 gold more to combine it. Yeah, honestly, it ruins her lane. I mean, her laning phase is already weak as a Fiora. Of course, just the beginning of it, of course, until she gets the Black Cleaver or Ravenous Hider, depending on which one or who she's against, actually. But even though she had the nerf where her movement speed is nerfed from proccing the Grand Challenge passive on someone, I think still her split push potential later on in the game is still pretty good. But again, she's been here a lot in the early game, and this could be something that favors, of course, the side of AFC.
Yeah, I agree here. This is a really, really clean comp by NSG, I feel. They have a lot of all-round ability. Amazing team fight here. Absolutely unstoppable. I don't think that the Janna provides enough appeal to actually deal with this. And their comp, I feel like the Janna wasn't, unless it's a comfort pick for AFC, I don't feel like Janna was the best kind of pick here.
Okay, so
'Cause I
there's
feel
a
like
clarification.
played-
Sorry to interrupt.
Okay.
The Olaf is actually a Rammus pick, so that was the mix-up within using Pro Draft. So it's not an Olaf jungle; it's going to be a Rammus jungle instead.
A Rammus jungle.
Oh
Oh,
boy!
that's interesting now.
Because I was
The
reading
Rammus
and looking,
changes.
Zach was already
Yeah.
picked. So why are they
Yeah.
banning Rammus?
Yeah, I was so confused by that too. I thought it was a bit of BM from AFC there, pulling it out. I feel like that is actually not a bad pick nowadays, Rammus. I feel like other champs still provide a lot more utility, say like a Gragas or an Elise or something like that. But the Rammus, I think he could potentially be quite good, like because he has the changes with for the Thornmail, the Bramble Vest, and like there's nothing Lucian can do to the Rammus. I mean, he just kind of has to like, oh guys, there's a Rammus coming, like run.
What do I do? What do
I
I
need
do?
to run.
I mean,
I can
just
only
use the
touch you on my
culling.
Q.
He could
culling
use the
and this
culling as
Q.
well. Yeah, but yeah, nothing else.
No autos ever.
I mean, if you ever auto a Rammus as an AD carry, after the Rammus has his W up and Brambleback, or even, God forbid, the Thornmail, which actually gives HP now, is even worse.
I don't think it's a much of a rush item, but I feel like now that they've changed the Bammy Cinder as well for the jungle, I feel like Rammus could potentially be a really good pick here. We'll have to see how it pans out.
Yeah. So again, if you guys are just tuning in, we'd just like to clarify the fact that the Olaf pick is actually a Rammus, and the Rammus ban isn't actually a Rammus ban. It's Rammus being picked up here by Team AFC. So honestly, looking at both these compositions here, you can already see there's a decent amount of engage. You got the Galio ultimate, of course. You got the Zac engage with the slingshot, and then you got maybe a Braum coming in with his ultimate. So there's a lot of engage potential here coming in from the side of NSG. Meanwhile, you look at Team AFC, they also have the same potential maybe with a Rammus and a Kled. But what are you thinking?
I'm thinking, so AFC's comp is kind of pick-oriented with the Rammus, the Kled, the LeBlanc. It's kind of look to find someone out of position. But, I mean, NSG with this comp have a very, counter-engage comp with the Galio, the Zac being able to come from anywhere out in the middle of nowhere in the fog of war. A lot of follow-up with the Quirky package if they ever have that up. AFC probably can't fight anytime Quirky package is up, or they can't unless they find some kind of a silly pick out of nowhere. I don't think that their comp is the strongest kind of draft here. However, NSG's comp, I must say, is top tier, and it's gonna make a lot of impact in this game.
Yeah, definitely.
As a comp a whole.
Both of us were actually talking about, myself and John, we were talking about Goose, specifically about, some of the champions he plays. Maybe we were, of course, focusing on the lethality changes and everything.
Patch,
yeah, and I was kind of thinking this is where Goose is just going to have such a fun time, just because he plays he loves to play those solo carry champions before, like the Lee Sin, the Graves, I'm trying to think, the Kazakhs, the Rengar. He loves playing those champions. I would have really loved to see him on something like that, just because I've seen a video a couple days ago with the effect and how much damage Duskblade's actually able to do. I mean, at level 1, it does a base damage of 105. And you won't be able to have Duskblade at level 1, but it's still an insane amount of damage.
Even for a level 1,
it's an insane amount of damage early on.
It's actually crazy. It's really, really crazy, that first proc on it. And it's something like a 60-second cooldown or something. It's crazy.
So you'll be able to just burst anyone. It's just an insane amount of damage. And the fact that they think, we're just going to remove, 5 AD from, I believe it was Duskblade, but we're going to add 3 more lethality. And they decreased the price, I believe, of Duskblade by 350. So it still gained something. Yeah, it lost the 5 AD, which is half of a longsword, I believe. It's not even longsword. Longsword's 10 AD.
They gave it 10 AD, or they took away 10 AD,
They took away,
And
I was thinking because it should have been
a longsword
price.
Which was... They were literally take away 10 AD and reduce the price by, let's say, the cost of a longsword.
And then, let's just add more lethality.
Exactly. And the 10% CDR, that's crazy. I don't even know who came up with this. Whoever
that
came
was
up
a
with this
terrible
was
idea.
crazy.
Yeah, that was a terrible idea. They think, oh, we're just reducing the price and then adding the lethality, adding the 10% cooldown. I think it just makes it such a broken item at this point. And
It
I'm
really does.
hoping,
If
I'm
they
hoping
if they
for a
didn't
nerf
have the
later on.
10%, oh, it will be guaranteed. If they didn't add the 10% CDR, like it would still be a significant buff to the item itself,
Yeah.
especially for snowballing kind of solo queue kind of games and whatnot. And not really the focus here, but just talking about the item in general, it's really like that, you know, really snowbally, cheaper, easier to get early, you know, someone with a lot of early game presence, you know, can abuse that a lot.
Yeah, exactly. But ladies and gentlemen, we will be jumping into the game pretty soon. Hopefully, we'll get everything sorted out within the next minute or two. But as we said, we talked a little bit about the compositions. We talked about, you know, both these teams and what we're going to be seeing from them, hopefully, after, of course, the first round of losses that they both suffered in the first round of their groups. You saw the team compositions. What are you thinking? Who would you give the edge to?
I'm definitely giving the edge to NSG here. Like overall, I feel like the caliber of players on NSG is probably mildly higher than that AFC's in most positions. I mean, it'll be a pretty good game. It'll still be like fairly decent game overall. But I feel like the thing that's really going to set the two teams apart is the draft they have here. If it doesn't matter what team that NSG would be against, like this is just a solid comp that is just, I feel like, going to blow AFC out of the park.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
we'll see how it goes, though. I mean, AFC could pull out something huge, and I'll probably bite my tongue and get the Caster's Curse, but
yeah, since you actually mentioned the Caster's Curse, I just think AFC are going to win now just because of you.
Yeah, exactly. It always happens. Like they'll just have the Kled and the Rammus just speedballing in with a Sonic, you know, run down everyone on the team. LeBlanc picking people off at the side. Bit of mayhem.
I just imagine, right? Lucian standing in the middle of the team fight, and he's just looking around. Everyone from his team is dying, and he's just thinking, what do? I can't attack the tanks because Thornmail. I can't get to the AD carries because there's tanks in front of me. He's just sitting there watching his whole team die.
I feel like the only option Adzi has is like he has two choices here, and they're like, you know, one of them is, you know, don't hit them unless you're going to use like your culling or your Q, and then do 0 damage to them anyway because, you know, they're tanky as hell, or just play like really weird around the team fight, like where you're just kind of going for their backline and you're just like, I'm going to die anyway mentality.
Yeah,
so
if I'm going to die, I'm going to make it a glorious death. Just runs in, guns blazing, literally as Lucian.
Yeah, just be running and gunning. You're just going straight in, you know, take one out while you're going kind of thing. And we're into the Rift here, are we? Are we almost into the Rift?
I'm not too sure. I'm still looking at the intro. It's a beautiful intro here.
Oh, okay. Because yeah, sorry, my game loaded in. I wasn't too sure if everything was.
We'll be loading in, ladies and gentlemen. Soon TM, I hope.
Soon TM. I feel like that AFC could potentially cause a bit of mayhem here. They're picking out like really weird picks that maybe NSG won't have an answer to, and potentially they could do something about it.
Yeah, but ladies and gentlemen, we are onto the Rift here for the first game of this best of 3 between Nuclear Storm Gaming and the Ahri fan club. Of course, NSG on the blue side for the first game and AFC on the red side. Let's look at both these teams. I'm excited. Let's get things going.
Yeah, I'm so excited for this. They're doing a stack here. They might have watched NSG's previous games where they may have decided that, you know, they invade a lot, but that would be good if they did some kind of scouting like that. I used to love doing things like that, like watching different teams and then see how they play around early game, and 90% of the teams in competitive in Ireland just do the standard spread out that NSG are doing here.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, with a Braum on your team, you'd expect some sort of invade just because of blows and the passive. It just makes it very easy for you to actually pick someone off. But they're just setting up a line of scrimmage. They're not going for any funny business, and they're just going to play it safe for the first few minutes of this game.
Yeah, it looks like I would have liked to see something here from maybe Nisfar or something like that, whereby he would walk up to the right camp and possibly throw down a ward when he hasn't seen anyone walking around outside the entrance. Oh, this is actually what default is going to do, which is actually better, so that mid lane can do a nice leash there. They're going to have the timer then on the ward as well, a later timer with the ward. That was really good there from NSG. Nice starting. They've got this planned out.
And not only will they have a good timer, they'll know exactly where, of course, where Rammus is going to be. Now that they know, of course, bot lane is going to be late, they know that Rammus is going to be starting towards the blue side here. And, of course, I doubt he might actually be rotating towards the Gromp. He's going to go, of course, for the regular kind of trail, which is blue, wolves, and I would assume red buff. They might be able to catch a glimpse of him before he gets to the Raptors.
They probably will, I would say so. That's a really good ward that Default put down, and for the timing of it, you will be able to see Rammus cut across there.
Oh, that was a really good poke here by Nisfar. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right.
He expected him jump back. It was a very nice cue there from... I really like as well, the other thing from NSG here is the amount of magic damage they have in the comp, whereby it will actually be, like, I feel like AFC decided that, you know, okay, so basically they buffed Thornmail and they're like, it's going to be broken, but they have so much magic damage in here that it won't make too much of a difference for anyone but the Lucian if they build a Thornmail, so.
Yeah, exactly, and I'm looking towards the bottom lane. We were talking about what sort of pressure we're looking for here, but Mikko, I don't think he's pretty comfortable with the matchup. He's playing a little bit too safe. He's not trying to poke. He's just working around it, but here we go. Dr. Yeti going towards the top side. He's going to get the taunt, going to get the knock up here. Might force the flash out of default, but there's not enough damage to force it out of him. Dr. Yeti barely has any damage, but here comes Goose.
Loads of CC and no damage.
Yeah, that feels bad, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just basically tickling the Galio at this point. But oh boy, here we go. Ram's gonna be coming
and the return gang.
But Goose is here. He might be able to see if he can actually help out default in the top lane.
Oh,
gonna get a good amount of damage. Panda's gonna get dismounted. In comes Goose.
Oh, and the first blood from this Rammus.
Dr. Yeti here secured. Red Panda gonna get mounted again.
Goose.
And it's gonna be first blood going over to AFC.
Yeah, that was definitely a misplay here from NSG. I mean, I presume he didn't expect, you know, for the Rammus to come around the second time. He was probably thinking, you know, we don't have enough damage to do in one go, but we have enough CC to run around twice and kill you, you know.
And then I think it was just a little bit greedy as well from NSG, just because they knew the fact that, you know, Dr. Yeti and Red Panda, as soon as they came in yet again, Default already flashed out, and then he decided to go with the heroic punch yet again. He could have just stayed out of it and played it safe, but I think it was just a little bit too greedy, to be honest.
A little bit of a communication error there, I'd say. I would say something along the lines of probably Goose saying that, you know, to go in.
Yeah, he might have made the call to Default, telling him to go in, and then, you know, Goose might have came in just a little bit too late. But we all know, of course, ages ago, I think it was in 7.11, with the changes towards the Dorn's ring, they don't stack anymore, so you won't be able to push. But oh boy, here we go. Goes going towards the mid lane. Boss, just carefully gonna use his W yet again and get out of there. Everything's gonna be fine. Not gonna be able to get pushed here, so it should be pretty fine for Boss in the mid lane. No summoners or anything used, so he should still be A-okay.
Yeah, definitely. Default here, I feel like he's going to have to just play it so that he will play for the rest of the map and using his ultimate just to kind of turn the tides of different fights. Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's actually going to dismount Red Panda. This is just the constant poke of war here going towards the top lane. You got Winds of War, and then you got the Kled just going in with the Bear Trap and everything, just constantly going over and over.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty interesting matchup for the how the top lane generally goes, because, you know, you don't want to see two tanks battling it out a lot of the time in oh, nice trade. I thought he would almost get him there, but Red Panda still has flash, so I feel like he's fairly safe. It's a lot better than most of the double tank matchups you see in top lane, where they're just smacking each other for days, you know, on end, and nobody's getting kills.
Yeah, exactly. Decent poke here towards the top lane, Red Panda and Default. I believe. I'm hoping I'm not wrong.
Yes.
But Panda's just forced to use a couple of pots, but he should be fine, I think, towards that top side of the map.
Oh,
Might be
nice
able to
dash
mount
away
it
from
again,
Adzi.
though. Yeah.
Adzi slowly losing health as he tries to auto Dr. Yeti.
Yeah, oh boy. They're going to be trying to go towards the bottom here. Dr. Yeti going to be coming in. Decent amount of damage as he's just playing it safe. Not really forced to use any summoners, so bot lane, NSG, and Trick should still be fine. Decent amount of pressure from Yeti. Not what I expected really to start into the game. But Yeti going yet again towards the mid lane.
Yeah, Yeti is doing really well with this Rammus. He's just powerballing in anywhere he can, getting as many ganks off, much pressure off as he can. And he's really making an impact this game. I'm actually really surprised with it. He's causing a lot of havoc.
Red Panda's, I think he's being a little bit greedy. Here comes Goose. Might be able to see if they can get a kill. He barely has any HP. He does have a summoner. Gonna be jumping in here and not gonna be able to get the taunt. Yes, he will, but Goose whiffs the slingshot. He whiffs the Q as well.
Oh,
decent damage from the turret.
Lord.
But oh, Red Panda playing out of his mind, and he might be able to get the kill here. Turret gonna help him, and yeah, Goose is actually gonna get taken down. Beautifully well played here by Red Panda towards that top lane, and oh boy, this is just not a great start for NSG.
No, this is a bit disastrous here to let this Kled get ahead. He's going to be putting a lot of pressure onto this top side now. I don't feel like he will have the same impact as the Galio does in terms of like stats and things for the team fight, but if he does get ahead like he is right now, he will have a big impact when he does get down to using his ultimate, running in places, you know, the Rammus coming along, speeding in, catching out whoever they can, causing a bit of havoc.
Just a sneaky bit of havoc. We're going to be seeing, honestly, Goose, of course, against Dr. Yeti, the Zac and Rammus. Rammus applying definitely a decent amount of pressure. He gave first blood towards that top lane, and he was able to assist yet again. And honestly, just Red Panda played really well, as we saw a couple of minutes ago. And honestly, I'm not too sure what NSG are going to be able to do here, since they constantly try and go for those plays, but it just doesn't seem to work out for them. There seems to be definitely a lack of communication, I think, between Goose and Default, because this isn't the first mistake that happened. It's the second time they try to make a play towards the top lane, and then it just blows up in their face.
It is very hard to dive a Kled as well on top of that, because of the fact that he gets to jump off Scarl there.
Oh, Nisfar, though, going to be coming in with the package, dealing decent amount of poke, but not going to be able to secure a kill. Goose going to be going towards the bottom lane here. It's going to be the concussive blows landing. The Ignite might be able to secure the kill, but there's still a shield. She should be fine. Walker Lad getting a decent amount of poke on himself as well, but still NSG trying to see if they can salvage something, but not able to get a kill just yet. They're not able to break anything. And looks like Default even is rotating towards the bottom side of the map, and they might try and go for a siege and get the first break gold here, since they forced Walker Lad and Mikul to rotate, or to recall rather.
Yeah, I think they're looking for the first tower here.
Oh, but here comes Boss. Adzi and Trick, they're both
the fake
decently
LeBlanc.
low. That is, of course, the fake LeBlanc, but here comes Charge! Here we go! Trick going to be the first one to get engaged upon. 2, 3 taunts, and here comes the knockup coming in from the Galio, but it's not really going to be helping them anymore. Here comes Goose, of course, with the ultimate is going to be the first kill. Walker Lad secured. Here comes Boss finally jumping into the fray. That's going to be War Panda and Dr. Yeti chasing them down. Red Panda going to get secured. Adzi trying to salvage the situation yet again, but Boss picking them off one by one here alongside the Janna. Going a little bit aggressive here. Might get secured. He's going to get stunned, but the Monsoon saves him. Heals him as much as he could. That's a triple kill for Boss. Dr. Yeti might get secured as well. Nisfar is going to trade one, but he's still going to get taken down here for sure. And that is going to be the ace, and 4 kills going over to Boss. And AFC yet again come out on top.
A full 5-man versus 5-man bot lane at 10 minutes. That's
Fiesta. I mean, what?
That was fun. No, that was very fun to watch, I must say. I thought NSG were going to pull it out ahead early until the LeBlanc came down and just absolutely destroyed the place. Like,
yeah, I think
really well done there from Boss. Showing his prowess on that LeBlanc there. I know they were all low, but that was it was really clean.
It was really well played, and the fact that he got 4 kills is just perfect yet again for AFC, because look at them now, 11 minutes into the game, 7 kills to 3, and they didn't even lose first break gold, so that's still definitely another plus, because...
Yeah, and this is perfect for them. Oh,
Oh boy.
This top lane.
Default. Oh, what is that insane damage coming out from Red Panda? What the hell is going on here? He doesn't even have the Black Cleaver, but that is an insane amount of damage coming out.
That's crazy. This is the fault of the early mistakes and.
Oh boy, but looks like Red Panda's going to be the one that's aggressive and a little bit greedy. Walker Lad, meanwhile, is going to get picked off at the bottom side. Boss yet again rotating towards the top, trying to make yet another play. Already one has been secured, and looks like Goose will be the second. He doesn't have the passive, and that's the double kill for Boss.
Wow, Boss is taking over this game here. He just gets that Hex Tech, and that item is so strong once you reach that spike. Get to roam everywhere and just like 40-second cooldown. Or so with that Hex Tech and just pick people off over and over again.
And after, oh boy, Dr. Yeti coming in yet again towards the top side. Gonna get the taunt, gonna get the chain. Cleanse isn't gonna clean it up, but Boss still dealing a decent amount of damage. Here comes Default. He doesn't have the flash, he has the ultimate, but I don't think they'll be able to do anything with it there. But because Walker Lad was picked off towards the bottom side, Adzi and Trick still managed to pick up the first brick gold towards the bottom side of the map here and squeeze that gold lead, try and just pull it back from 2k to 1k, so still clinching towards that lead and trying to see if they can get as close as possible.
Yeah, that's really good that they've managed to pick off Walker Lad and take the first tower there. Really needed that kind of goal to try and bring this game back. It's still fairly even now on gold, just because they've done that. And I feel like NSG can still team fight, even though they feel like they're probably going to feel like they're really far behind. Because of this LeBlanc snowballing and because of like all the picks happening topside.
Yeah, and we were talking about lethality. Finally, we're going to see it. Duskblade first item finished on
I called it.
Let's see what's going to happen. I'm just waiting for the Ghostblade, and I'm trying to think of the last one. The Edge of Night. There we go. That's the last one. I just imagine all that lethality.
I don't think he'll go all of those. I was expecting he would go Duskblade and Yomu's and probably a Black Cleaver in there. But I feel like he needs some kind of lifesteal as well, especially against Rammus. And I mean, if he gets Thornmail, like it's just so
he already has the vest.
Obnoxious.
He already has the vest. He doesn't even have the Thornmail. And the thing is, once you auto attack on someone wearing it, you're already gonna get the magic damage proc. Yeah, and you're instantly gonna get the grievous wounds before you actually heal. So that's gonna make it even worse for you. So you're not gonna get the full heal when you actually do the auto attack. So it's just not gonna work out for him later on.
Yeah, it just means that he can't what?
You can't 1v1, but Red Panda going to be trying to make an engage here. Is going to be charging in. Dr. Yeti going to be going for the engage here, and it's not the best situation yet again for NSG. And of course, what a massive amount of damage here coming out for AFC yet again, making those plays on the map time and time again.
Damn, Adzi played that so well. The NSG.
You see, I'm just looking here, and my screen is it's not helping. I'm looking at a frozen screen at the moment.
Oh no.
So I was just guessing what happened before. This is just not the best situation for me right now. Considering I'm supposed to be saying what's going on.
So well.
Oh boy. Okay, I'm back.
You're back.
This is magic.
What's happening on your screen?
Okay, all I know is I'm looking at Mikol and Red Panda towards the top side here. Oh no, we're basically looking at a replay here, Dr. Yeti. I'm actually looking at what Adzi's doing here. He's playing it really well, doing a decent amount of damage onto Mikol, and then backing it off using the heal. He actually secured the kill. I didn't see that. And then Red Panda just walks it off, Tricked, being a little bit aggressive, but really well played actually by Adzi. But here comes Boss trying to make a play, and he's just gonna walk it off. And here comes Walker Lad. They're just coming in one by one at this point. Summoner's forced. Walker Lad gonna get engaged upon by Goose, but Goose is on his own. I don't think he wants to do this. He gets the knockup. Gonna get grab them apart, but he's gonna get torn apart into shreds, into blobs, and he's gonna get taken down.
Yeah, that was quite well played now by Adzi and Trick, I must say, in the top lane.
Yeah,
they played that really clean for being
Boss gonna be using the Hextech Gunblade, and we're looking at a pause right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we do apologize for the technical difficulties, and of course, we can't forget it's not an Irish game without a pause. What are you talking about?
No jokes like that. Come on. Come on.
Hey, every game I cast, if there's a pause, this will be mentioned.
You have to.
Yes, of course I have to.
But it's so stale now. We gotta come up with something new. You know, some new pause jokes. You know. Gotta
Okay,
come up like
how do you
which
say?
lasts longer, Goose or a pause in Irish League of Legends
Oh
team?
Jesus! Jesus!
No flame,
Oh,
no
boy.
flame, no flame. I'm just kidding. Goose is a good friend of mine.
Just
he knows
it.
I'm
I
only
do not
kidding.
have an answer to that question, so we're gonna leave it to the audience.
I
to
don't
provide us
want
with
the
an
answer to that question either. I'm here to shit talk and blame people. So
Okay.
that's what I'm gonna do.
So wait, the pause is 2 minutes. Let's wait until it's unpaused, and then we'll have the record, okay? Then we'll know what to compare against.
We'll know what to compare it against when we
Oh
unpause.
God, this is all your fault, by the way. This is all your fault.
He's gonna hate me. Oh no. So apparently the mid laner's client crashed, and that's why they're
looking good
paused
for
at the
Goose.
moment.
That's what I can say.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah,
he's not getting it too bad now, If he gets over, maybe 3 to 5 minutes, he'll be good. He'll be good.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Because I expected it to only be a 30-second pause, when I mentioned that phrase.
I mean, well, you were proven wrong. You might have to ask the man himself, but we should be
Oh,
jumping into the
God.
game pretty soon. Boss has reconnected, but hopefully everything will be fine. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we do apologize for the inconvenience. And, to pay you back, we'll just tell you we love you very much for your support, and thank you for joining us.
Yeah, and in the meantime, you get to hear us, flaming people and picking people out like poor Goose.
I feel bad for Goose. This is all your fault. Goose, it was all his fault, just saying. But we're jumping back into the game. 15 minutes in, 10 kills to 5. Adzi and Trick survive an invasion of 3, 4, even 5 people coming from AFC.
Yeah,
But look
it
at
was
this.
really
Red
well
Panda
played.
actually has the ultimate, so he could play greedily and try and make a play. But on his own, a little bit risky. I don't think he wants to do that.
I think that might be a spectator bug because he used that ultimate
did he?
there running running in at the start.
To me, it's available. Oh well.
Yeah,
feels bad.
and so is Jana's on mine. I feel like it's not that low of a cooldown. It might be actually.
The
No,
monsoon?
it can't be.
No,
Can't
the
be.
monsoon's a pretty
No,
decent
Monsoon's
cooldown.
like, yeah, it has to be a spectator bug here.
Yeah, but look at this. We're gonna spot me cool rotating towards the top side. Looks like Red Panda.
Doing a bit of dancing BM.
Yeah, but here comes Boss as well.
Oh,
They're
this could
looking
be
for a cheeky
dangerous.
bit of dirty dancing here because here comes Dr. Yeti as well. They're going to stop the recall. The bear trap is going to land onto Adzi, and this is disastrous for NSG. And it's going to be Adzi picked up here yet again by Red Panda. Trick going to land the concussive blows onto Boss, but that means nothing as they secure 2 clean kills and a turret on the top side of the map.
There's no response here from NSG. They had a free dragon there. They had multiple people being able to push mid, and they just reacted very slowly with that.
Yeah, and I mean, they're pushing up mid lane, they're pushing up bot lane, but it's not the best scenario for them
too
because
late.
right now they're going to get engaged upon again towards the mid lane. They might be able to have the Valkyrie and, of course, Goose with the slingshot escaping. But here comes the TP from Red Panda. I'm not too sure if he actually has the charge. He might go for it because it's a 5v3 if they do, but they have the
Bot
inside
lane for
bar on
NSG
mid lane
will
as
be
well.
up and down in a second though. And they will
but
be
here
able to
comes
join this
Dr.
fight very
Yeti,
quickly.
And here comes Clad, and here we go. They're charging in yet again. Gotta get the taunt, gotta get the knockups. Dr. Yeti still following up all that damage onto Goose. Here comes the heroic entrance. Goose making a heroic exit as he survives with a slither of health. Make that nothing as Boss secures the kill. And they're gonna be chasing them down one by one. 1-for-1 traded. And actually make it, we have still a 1-for-1 for AFC and NSG. Still with an advantage for AFC just because they actually started off the fight with a 5v3. It's still good for NSG, the fact that they were able to still come out even in that fight, and they might be able to push up towards that mid lane here. But
I'm going to question what AFC did. Oh, unless this fight goes ahead. No,
no,
okay.
it's just going to be a decent wave clear from Boss. Very risky, actually, because he jumped in 4 members of NSG. It was a very risky play, but it paid off because it just bought them a lot of time to defend that mid lane tier 1.
I feel like, so you can see this top lane warding by AFC. They had so many wards there whereby they could have actually used those, taken the Rift Herald, sent one person down to mid lane because they already had the Caitlyn there to wave clear, and she was doing a fine job of it. Take the Rift Herald, use that for later on. They knew that because there was a ward in the pit at the time, they knew that NSG weren't actually going for the dragon, so they actually had a free Rift Herald there, being able to clear mid as well. I feel both teams here are not making the optimal choices for macro play at all.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to agree with the fact that they could have actually went for the Herald just because they had the advantage. They already secured 2 kills towards the top side, so I mean,
yeah, they had the whole
They're
place.
just making the wrong decisions here, and oh boy, Trick gonna get caught out. He's gonna get locked up, locked down, and secured with the last shot coming out from Walker Lad. There was already an ignite from Boss as well, but Walker Lad's BM's just like, no, that's my kill, mine. Dibs. And actually looking at Nisfar, he was thinking of engaging here with the package, but not working out for him thus far, just because they didn't have Trick, so they didn't want to go for a 5v4. But here comes Dr. Yeti, here comes Red Panda. The charge is available. I hope it's not a spectator bug, but they're just going to back up.
I know that feel, though, from poor Trick. They had so much vision control up the top side of the river here, and it just makes it very hard to get in and be able to ward anything. And that's good from AFC. Very good warding from AFC here. They really took control of that top side and knew what to do with it. And now they're even taking the Rift Herald off this, which is good.
Yeah.
And it almost works out better. I criticized them for not taking it earlier, but it almost works out better if you have the Rift Herald later than earlier, because of the fact that, it gets to that stage of the game. Yeah, exactly. You get to that stage of the game as well, whereby a team fight can happen. Because the way I feel you should use Rift Herald is rather when you get a pick or
but that
2
doesn't
picks.
matter because Goose is jumping in. The Monsoon used to disengage, but here we go with Heroic Entrance trying to make a play, but Mikul gonna get nuked down and Bust to follow with the concussive blows. That's an early 2 kills for NSG, but here comes Red Panda with the engage. One more auto attack, how to get the concussive blows, and the Q's actually gonna land here from Trick, forcing the flash onto Trick. Or rather onto default, rather onto Red Panda. I hope to God I actually get one of them right these days, but not today. Dr. Yeti gonna get pushed off that mid lane, and NSG might be able to siege up here and see if they can actually tie up that gold lead and get a turret for themselves. And they have
that was a very
track.
good engage there from NSG.
It was decently played for them. Oh, default, what are you doing? Why are you engaging on your own? Dr. Yeti getting a decent amount of damage. Here comes the knock up, the sting shot from Goose. Red Panda gonna be able to escape there with the last buckshot, helping him to escape that damage coming up from Nisfar. But again, NSG going for those plays, and this time we see them, they're making those plays a lot better than they were before.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go back to the point. That was really good by NSG to make those picks there made. I was talking about getting picks, and the way you should use the Rift Herald, in my opinion, is these kind of mid-game fights. If this was the other side there, whereby either NSG had the Rift Herald or AFC had managed to get the 2 picks, they would have been able to get double towers made here. See, this is what I don't like, when people use Rift Herald and they just throw it straight out, and they have no pick and use it for taking down one tier 1 tower.
And they actually had
so much
to secure it without the Herald because no one was there to wave clear.
Yeah,
so
and they actually had so much time
else.
on it. Yeah. They had so much time on it, and they just really didn't need to use it there.
Yeah, but Goose gonna get his red buff contested. Dr. Yeti gonna proc that ultimate, gonna try and see if he can go for a steal. Gonna get secured by Adzi of all people, but here comes the engage coming in from the Galio, and it's a cluster up in here in the red buff, and it's just everyone going at it towards each other here. Knockups, lockdowns, everyone's just going for it. Default gonna be able to get the taunt, and the first victim of the fight is gonna be the Red Panda, and it's actually gonna be the only victim of that fight. I felt like there should have been more kills.
Yeah, I mean, very low from the side of AFC here. This is what I was expecting with the NSG's comp, is big team fights, be able to just be able to win out in this kind of scenario. So it's not really the best terms for AFC to fight on. They kind of want to get the numbers advantage in fights, whereby Corky doesn't have package
Nisfar gonna get picked up. The chain gonna miss from Boss. He's gonna force the flash. He's gonna be fine.
This is risky. This is so risky.
This is bold. Coming up from AFC, TP gonna be coming on from Red Panda. Nisfar gonna get flashing onto Fear. Nisfar actually gonna get flashed upon rather. And as I think the Ignite might be able to secure him. Not really escaping with a slither of health. Barely, but I don't think Boss is done with him just yet. He just wants the kill so bad, and honestly, Nisfar just playing out of his mind, escaping time and time again. And I think the cleanse actually helped with the Ignite really, so he should be able to escape. Summoner's blown on both mid laners as well, actually. So.
Does Cleanse remove Ignite?
I'm not too sure, but it looked like it did.
Oh, it is. It does actually.
Oh, and Goose with a very ambitious slingshot gonna get the Walker led other, and Red Panda gonna knock them together. Get the double taunt from default, but here comes Mikool. He's gonna try and buy as much time, and the headshot takes Trick down. And now it's gonna be Red Panda chasing them down. There's still a turret out to help out AFC in this engage. Red Panda doesn't have the charge; it was already used, but still, NSG overextending their reach, trying to see if they can get even more. They could have secured the turret, they had the minion wave, but they decided to just again be greedy and lose out on that fight.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't too bad. I mean, they didn't lose too much there. It's unfortunate, but it's not end of the game kind
of
scenario.
It's not the fact that they lost a lot, it's the fact that they could have gotten something, but they were too greedy and still came up with nothing. They could have secured the turret easily because they had the numbers advantage at that point, but they decided to go just way too aggressive.
Yeah, just a little bit, a little bit of overconfidence.
Just a bit.
Yeah. Blue buff going off here. Straight to boss. I'm thinking now at the See, NSG are gonna look to get control of this top side, get control of around the Baron, sweep out as many wards as they can, and just look to leave. Oh, they're trying to pick NSG default. This is a really good tactic here by AFC.
This is a really good pick here. Boss and Yeti going to be applying a decent amount of damage. And default isn't as tanky. The flash is going to be there, and the heroic punch going to help him get the hell out of there. But NSG are going to be able to turn around because they saw that boss. They saw that Dr. Yeti was towards the bottom side of the map.
Yeah.
And they decided to back
off. I feel like the reason there that is a really good thing is that you kind of want to go to where the globals come from for the picks. So obviously the global is default, and he can just infinitely split and just TP or use his ultimate up whenever he needs to. When he knows that Red Panda's TP is also on cooldown, I think it's about the same time as his own. It is. It's pretty much the same time. And then as a result of that, then they send Rammus down to pick with that. But Rammus is so fast that he can get up back in time for the Baron because NSG can't kill it quick enough. So good pick there from AFC. Even though they didn't get it, it was the idea was right. The execution didn't work out too well, but it was the right idea.
Yeah, definitely. And we're looking at both these teams, 3 turrets to 3, 15 kills to 9 in favor of AFC. But 1.5k gold lead, so it's not really the end of the world here for NSG. They're not really falling behind just because they have a decent amount of CS lead, of course, onto, I'd say, Adzi and onto Nisfar. He's about 50 CS ahead, so that's really what's pulling them back into this game. The fact that they have these tiny, tiny leads across the map is just helping them stay healthy.
Yeah, I feel like the lead here is not that. See, AFC's lead is not that big because it's all on LeBlanc, who's like, I suppose, making picks, but she can only do so much in a team fight. Whereas NSG's goal is kind of spread more evenly across the board, with it being on the 2 people you want it on, which are the Lucian and the Corki, because they're the 2 damage dealers. You know?
Oh
and
boy,
it doesn't
really
really
be a little bit over aggressive here, out of position, gonna get a decent amount of damage, and here comes the heroic engine's gonna be a little bit behind though, and Mikool's gonna be the first victim. No, he isn't. The Monsoon's gonna be able to save him, but in goes Adzi. He's actually gonna be able to first secure the kill here onto Mikool. Dr. Yeti, boss is actually gonna be jumping in a little bit greedy. He could be able to proc his Sigil of Malice onto 3, 4, maybe even 5 members, but he's not gonna be able to do that just yet.
See, this is what I mean. The boss can't do that much in team fights like this. Whereas how the gold is spread on NSG is over 2 damage over time carries, who in these kind of extended team fights that are occurring, they win out overall.
Yeah, defend Dr. Yeti trying to see if he can engage here or buy some time, defend this turret, but their wave clearing is pretty decent. They do actually have a Caitlyn with a static shift. So decent amount of wave clear for AFC. They will be able to buy themselves some time. Boss just constantly tries and goes for those plays where he just gets in, procs the Gunblade, but doesn't have the time to stay and actually proc his passive and get that burst damage onto Nisfar. He just doesn't have the time to stay there and survive. It's just a little bit too risky for him. And as you said, because he doesn't have the ability to just dish out as much damage as he would love to in a team fight, what's he going to do?
Yeah, I feel like he's just going to have to try and look for picks, but NSG are like sticking around together. They're playing it well. I like as well what they're like. I feel like the LeBlanc should be put down, pushing, say, the top lane or something like that. Where she's not too far from the Baron. She can solo push a lane, and she can 1v1. She should be able to 1v1 anyone on the enemy team. And it's kind of what you want to do with your assassins in general, is put them in a side wave. And
yeah, but the thing is, I mean, in most situations, if you did have an assassin that was able to split push, you would combo that with a TP so they could join in later on. But
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. That's why you would put him top lane, so he's not too far from the Baron, because the Baron is going to be the focus right now, and he can still push the top lane. AFC need to get vision control around that Baron before he pushes too far on the top lane, and be able to pick out anyone there. Otherwise, if he did have TP or there was no Baron threat, you would generally send them to the bot lane or something like that.
Yeah, I'm just looking at AFC and NSG at this point. Basically 1k gold lead. 30 minutes into the game, they might as well be dead even at this point. But you were talking about this before. Pick potential for AFC, team fight potential for NSG. And honestly, in those small corridors, for example, at the Baron Pit or in that river, I think it definitely benefits NSG just because they have that, just the stronger team fight comp.
I like actually what Boss is doing here. He's just trying to get as much poke down as he can, like before a fight starts, to try and give them like a little bit of an advantage if they do try to team fight, because he's not going to be able to do like a whole pile in a team fight. Like overall, he can obviously pick one person or whatever, or he can do a lot of damage to one person, possibly kill them, but overall I don't think he can. Oh, that's really nice.
Oh, but they're going to try and actually go for a death push here. It's going to be the engage coming out from Trick Doctor here. Going to be a little bit aggressive, and he's just going to try get the damage, but the 3-man Let's Bounce coming in from Goose. Going to pull absolutely everyone to the back. Dr. Yen is going to be the second one down. Miko secured as well, and here comes the heroic entrance to buy even more time, try and knock up, but Red Panda's not going to be able to avoid that. Boss should be the next one out of the fight. And looks like actually Adzy's going to be taken down by Walkerlad. 2v3 now. It's a triple kill for Walkerlad, but he's still taken down. Defaulting Goose out against Red Panda 1v2. This should be easily going for NSG. And it's a 3 for 5 in favor of NSG by the end of that fight.
That was really well played by Adzy. I watched Adzy for most of that fight there. And it's a really, really difficult for him to play around these fights with the LeBlanc trying to go for him. The Rammus is like sitting on top of him, throwing down his taunt, so he has to auto-attack him and proc that Thornmail. And that just makes it really difficult to fight these team fights. Whereas he also built very well. Like, I love this Maw because of the magic damage from getting the picks from LeBlanc and the magic damage return on the Thornmail. So that was like a really smart pickup from Adzy, and he really knows, like he knows what he's doing here. He's building against situationally rather than, you know, just going with like a standard build that someone like we talked about saying getting a Yomu's or something like that because of lethality. He's building smart here.
Yeah, so he's actually able to fend for himself when it comes to situations where he's up against these tanks. He's not going to be able to just get nuked from the beginning of it. He's actually going to be able to sustain himself, which is pretty good, and you don't really see that. Exactly, from the Death Stance.
Yeah.
And something to touch on as well, the Death Stance does take about 30% of the damage you take and puts it into, I think, you take it as a dot. So it kind of takes away the burst you would see coming out from Boss as well. So really great itemization, as you said, coming out from Adzy. But looking at this dragon, it's going to be a little bit of a dance. A mounted dragon, so a really important one. Nisfar just going to be using the Valkyrie to escape there, but looks like this dragon might be secured, and Boss definitely out of position here. Goose might be able to try and go in for a steal. He's going to walk it in, and he's not going to get the smite. Doctor yet is going to be the one securing it, but here comes the redemption. Here comes everyone from AFC. They're just trying to buy as much time as possible. See if Walkerlad going to apply as much damage, but here comes Let's Bounce. He's pushing both tanks towards the fight here, and this could be AFC's fight. Boss comes in, gets a decent bit of damage, and Default gets taken down. Ace in the hole going to get securing Goose action. It's going to be 3 members for nothing, and AFC are running amok on the Rift, and it looks like they're going to grab onto Adzy. They're going to secure yet another kill, and it's 4 for nothing, and AFC are going to run it down mid.
Yeah, that was a really split team fight. It was hard to actually play that from NSG because I actually thought it was going to go in favor of NSG there, but the fact that AFC were actually split up into two different sections kind of made it really hard for NSG.
They could actually go for the end here. AFC want to finish it right here. Now first Nexus turret gonna get secured. They're focusing their damage. 5 seconds onto Goose, 3 seconds onto Trick. Second Nexus turret still alive. It looks like they're just gonna get themselves one Nexus turret and they're gonna run away. Default doesn't have TP, so there's no fear of re-engage, but AFC playing really well considering everything that's been going on when NSG have been coming back into the game, and then just AFC come out of nowhere with that team fight.
Yeah, no, it was just really weird team fight. Like the fact that AFC were split apart actually made it harder for NSG to be able to like win the team fight because they're mainly based around you know, just everything on them all as a group.
This is not good. NSG going to be going for the Baron. Walker Lad just doing a decent amount of poke here, but the Baron's about 2k, 3k. It's going to get secured maybe for NSG. Walker Lad dealing a decent damage onto Trick, but here comes Mikol, and he's just going to get taken down at the back of that. And there's going to be the Baron and one kill going in favor of NSG. And they're all just going to be recalling. One member did actually recall, and it is Default. So if anything happens, he will be able to join back in, but a very bold call coming in here from NSG, and it comes out paying really
last
well
resort call, and it worked out really well. Good zone control there from Trick as well, making sure he'd get his concussive blows off and then throw out his Glacial Fissure just to keep the Rammus at bay and not be able to outsmite Goose here. Well played by him.
Yeah, definitely zoned them really well. And the fact, actually, we forgot to touch on, the bottom lane inhibitor turret was actually taken down when AFC were running it down mid, trying to secure a both Nexus turrets, or even the game at that point. So something still actually did come out good for NSG. They broke the base towards the bottom side, and this could help them later on into the game. Yeah,
no, that's actually really good, and I feel like NSG, like after that last fight before that, they would have felt kind of down and out, but they have a winning chance here for sure, definitely. They can bring this back.
NSG trying to run it down mid themselves this time. Boss, ooh, there's a decent bit of damage. He might be able to get taken down here, but he's out of it. He's fine. But looking at NSG, they're running it down mid, and they're seeing if they can actually secure a couple of turrets. Static Shift going to be dealing a decent amount of damage. Not too much, though. Adzy's still fine, and honestly, AFC are just mounting up a defense at this point, trying to see if they can survive. Headshot barely deals any damage, actually, to Adzy, just because of course, the Death Stance and everything. And again, Walker does have 4 items. He has the Shiv, Lord Dominic's Regard, Rapid Fire Cannon, and the Infinity Edge. So you would have expected him to do
you would have expected a lot more damage there. He doesn't even have the utility of having lifesteal. I presume he went Warlords. I'm guessing he went Warlords. Everyone, Caitlyn is going Warlords nowadays. So I guess he has a little bit of lifesteal there from that. But yeah, no lifesteal item. He's gone full damage, just output in team fights, which is pretty good. I like that way of playing. Yeah, he does have Warlords. I see the proc there.
Ooh, Red Panda's actually just taking a decent amount of damage. And it's going to be their turret secured this time. Default going for the engage. He's going to get the taunt. They might be looking for a fight here. Going to get the knock up onto Walker Lad. But nothing's going to come of this fight because there's no follow-up in position. Dr. Yeti might want to flash over the wall for a taunt here. But looks like Nisfar is the one that's on the assault here. He's going to get the taunt, going to get the knock-up, but here comes Goose just flying over. He's actually going to knock Dr. Yeti against the minion. Looks like he might be able to get secured. Redemption might be able to survive, but no, Adzy gets in with the flash and secures the kill. And it's now a 5v4 in favor of NSG. This could be the break that they needed. This could be exactly what they've been waiting for, but Adzy's pretty low. He needs to lifesteal up just a little bit before they actually decide to go for another fight.
Yeah, no, he should be fine though. You get a lot of lifesteal off that Death Stance. I'm wondering how this is going to pan out. It's 25 seconds on the clock for Dr. Yeti here, and I feel like they will go for the inhibitor here. But I wonder if Nisfar or Adzy get picked here, which I don't think they are going to. Okay, Red Panda has the right idea.
They're actually able to secure it, which is pretty good for them.
Yeah, it was very good now. Baron is going to be up in
It's still a while for Baron.
They still have a good. They have like
3
2
minutes.
and a
I'd
half
say
minutes.
4 minutes, or 3 minutes.
So
I'd
they
say.
have a lot of time to set up around. I'm not sure if the right call here was to base or to go for that dragon. I guess it was to base. They have enough time to get there in time, but they didn't place wards on the way out, and I'm not sure whether that was because they had a lacking of wards or if it was because they just needed to base in time so that they made sure they would be here for it. But either way, they're actually here in time for the Drake.
Yeah, they're recalled because AFC not getting in there on time.
I actually thought that was a Infernal Drake. I have a spectator bug here, and I didn't realize it's actually the other Drake.
No, it's not the color of the Drake. That's just the regular how it is. It doesn't show like if it's an Elder or not, I believe.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
I don't think
didn't
it does.
I haven't used the spectator in a good while.
Yeah, I don't like the spectator client. It's not. It's very terrible. But it doesn't even matter. AFC going to be going towards NSG, who have started the dragon, but decide to back off instead. They're going to have super minions running towards the bottom side of the map here, so NSG might be able to just wait it out until someone has to respond, and then they might actually go for this Elder.
They can actually do this, yeah. They do this so fast with double AD carry late game. Like, you do objectives ridiculously fast.
Yeah, the fact that they have a couple of dragons to their name, I believe, so should be able to give them just a tiny buff. Not really a major one, but it's still something.
Yeah, they have no dragons to their name.
They don't actually have dragons, do they?
Yeah, they don't have any dragons to their name, so they won't get that much of a buff. But even at that, like, the buff from Elder, in general, the burn is absolutely ridiculous in team fights. It does so much damage. And
but it's only 45 for them.
Sorry?
It's only 45 true damage.
Oh no, but it is still like ridiculous, that the burn. It's not something to be joked around with. Like, you shouldn't fight even an Elder with like no dragons behind it. I feel like it's the wrong idea to even try and fight that unless you say have a numbers advantage or get a pick or something.
Plus, I think the main thing for them as well is the fact that they took it away from AFC, because AFC would have benefited a lot more from the Elder Drake than NSG would have. So it's still something good that they actually secured it, not only for the true damage, but also for taking the objective away from AFC. Yeah.
Exactly. And they have this bot wave pushing in here. It's like the perfect inhib that you want for getting control around Baron.
Cool, gonna be forced to flash. Goose with a really good play, and again, this is actually very beneficial because the flash of Mikol isn't available. He won't be able to flash Monsoon someone away or flash Monsoon someone into the fight. So, really good.
I don't think you want to be doing that anyway as Janna.
Unless you're very, very ballsy, I'd say.
You're going to be sitting on your carries for most of the fights. it's not the biggest deal that he lost the flash there. Only that if he manages to walk up to try and get wards again, he could potentially be picked. So that's the biggest threat of losing your flash as a support Janna in that scenario. We'll see here. They have.
I just wonder,
they still
how
have
are they?
4 wards from Janna now.
How are they doing a death push there of all places when there's a support with full wards?
Yeah.
This is just, anticlimactic on another level. But Nisfar gonna be poking them and trying to push them, or rather pull them away. He's gonna get taunted. He doesn't cleanse at the right time. But NSG are on the Baron. They might be able to actually secure it here. Nisfar's not gonna be close to the team fight. Baron at 2k HP and it might get secured by NSG. Yes, it is, but here comes Panda and here comes the charge. Redemption gonna give them a good bit of heal, and NSG definitely in the right mindset, definitely in the right position for this fight. They get the edge. Tricked feeling a little bit overexcited here. Misses the flash Q. But they might be able to actually run it down mid at this point.
They should be. That was actually really well done there. They faked out that they weren't doing it for a long time, and then just decided to call the bluff and go for it.
Yeah, and the fact that Nisfar didn't get picked off is even another plus for them. Goose winding up that slingshot. He's going to be jumping onto the black. Monsoon gonna be able to push him back. Red Panda on the front line. He's gonna get secured. The Guardian Angel is gonna be able to give him just one more life, but he's not long for the world. He's off Skull, and he is actually gonna get taken down. Dr. Yeti is soon to follow. Walker, that looks like he's gonna be the third victim. 3-0 in favor of NSG. It looks like they're gonna be able to secure the first game here of this best of 3. Beautiful engage from Goose. Force the early Monsoon. They're gonna be jumping in. They're gonna pet those KDAs. Yeah, first Nexus, third down, second Nexus, third down, and that is going to be the Nexus, and that is going to be the first game going towards NSG.
Wow, that was actually such a good game to watch and to cast, and I absolutely loved it. Azzy played very well that series, and so did Nisfar. And just NSG as a whole, they kind of played the map right in the end. They made a good few mistakes early. They didn't take everything that they could have got at potential stages of the game, but they pulled it out ahead. It was really hard to take things from AFC with all that pick potential, with all the havoc that they were actually creating with the LeBlanc and the Ramus. So hats off to AFC, hats off to NSG. Both teams played it really well, and just NSG come out with the win at the end.
Yeah, both of them played really, really well. But don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, this is still a best of 3, 1-0 at the moment in favor of NSG. But don't go anywhere. We will be back with Game 2 of NSG versus AFC. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Piltover Cup brought to you by Raid. Of course, we had a beautiful first game coming out between NSG and AFC, where NSG came out on top after a very long and very hard-fought battle. But we still have maybe 2 more games to go. John, what do you think of the first game? What kind of changes are we looking for here?
I feel like NSG played that early game quite sloppily, and I feel like they know that themselves, and that they're probably going to change up their early game tactics, probably play around the same kind of style they do, which is these kind of team fight comps that play well in the mid to late game, and just play around macro rather than trying to do these silly things early on, unless Goose is on one of those carry junglers that can make an early game impact. Otherwise, I don't think he should be doing as much as he is the way he is. But aside from that, it was well played by Ahri fan club. They did a good job of creating havoc around the map and trying to get picks, and just setting in a little bit of fear that maybe NSG didn't expect from Team AFC. But NSG did come out ahead in the end. The team fight comp did pay off, and it didn't really make too much of a difference that top lane got so far ahead, because it didn't make as much impact as the Gallios in those fights. It was able to keep the carries alive, such as the Lucian, with the ultimate, adding the damage reduction so that they couldn't get bursted and could output a lot of damage. And Adzi played those fights very well. He was really clean on that Lucian there.
Yeah, definitely. And we're going to be jumping into the second game, of course, with the champ select between Nuclear Storm Gaming. This time we're going to be on the red side, and Team AFC are going to be on the blue side. We're just looking at the first couple of bans, and they're exactly the same. Taking away the Nunu from Dr. Yeti, and taking the Kalista away from Adzi.
I'd say.
Yeah, it has to be the same, to be honest. I don't think that's going to be a change.
Galio, the Galio. That's. I feel like that is one of the core picks for NSG. They like to pick that up early and flex it then for mid and top lane, because it is such a really good. It's like it has so much utility, and NSG afraid of the Rammus here.
I don't know why though. It wasn't really. It caused
it's really
havoc
annoying
early on.
to deal with.
It caused havoc early on because, of course, I mean, Dr. Yeti applied a lot more early pressure than Goose. And look at this, the triple jungle ban taken away from Dr. Yeti. They're not giving him any breathing room at all.
No, they want to try and push him off something comfortable for him, something tanky that he likes to play. He likes to play those tank junglers, and whereas NSG tend to they pick up a lot. They play a lot of varied junglers. They don't have to go for these tank junglers, so it's not a requirement for NSG to be able to pick up one of these. The Caitlyn pickup from NSG here.
Yeah, because of course AFC took away Tristana.
I was kind of hoping for the Lucian, honestly.
I mean, the Lucian did a good job, but
I thought the Lucian was great.
Good AD carry.
I disagree. I don't think it's that good, unless they're gonna base something around this, like whereby they're looking for some kind of a siege.
Of course, it depends on the composition.
It does, it really does.
Oh god, CC for days.
Yeah, Morgana Caitlyn bot lane. I actually played against this in solo queue recently, and I was on Draven, and I got hit by one Morgana bot lane in like the first, I think, 15 minutes of the game. But when I did get hit by the one Morgana binding, it was just like a trap straight under me, and then Morgana throws her ult down. It's just like, I'm dead. I can't do anything.
It's like don't use summoners. You're dead. Just stop it. You're dead.
I literally bought a QSS like straight away. I'm pretty sure I didn't even have my first item complete, and I was like, I'm getting QSS. I don't care.
I mean, against that CC, I mean, Morgana alone is a CC machine. With the, I think you can at some point you can actually Q ultimate, and then a second or 2 seconds later you can Q again. It's just insane.
Yeah, it really is. And Tricked is very good on that champ as well. I've seen him before. I watched him at QCon. Actually casted his game. He's really clean with those black shields. He's nice Qs. He's just all around very good on that champ. Jarvan, Janna, Tristana here from AFC. We'll see what NSG pick up as their third pick. I'm really interested to see what kind of a comp that NSG are going to come out with here.
I mean, they have a decent amount of engage we've seen before.
Red.
The Jarvan could be flexed towards top lane or the jungle. I've seen that happen. I think today in the LCK, Jarvan was played in the jungle and he was flexed and just they used the Jax towards the top lane to go up against the Camille. So AFC not really revealing too much information, so they still could flex themselves, but NSG gonna immediately just show that they want to have that Kled and they want to place towards the top side because it has a decent amount of engage with the charge, has a decent amount of early pressure, of course, towards the lane, so it could work out well.
And
for
also
them.
does fairly well against the Jarvan, I'm pretty sure.
Exactly, yeah, it does really decently.
So, yeah, it's actually a good pickup. Ooh, the Lee Sin ban away here. That's well, nice.
Yeah, jungle still hasn't been picked for NSG, so
for either of the teams now, or unless the Jarvan is jungle.
Yeah,
as
unless
you
the
said.
Jarvan is jungle,
But,
yeah.
The LeBlanc ban as well. The boss was really good on that last game. Wondering what he's going to pick up here. It might go for something like he's known to play Azir, TF I'm pretty sure too, and he might pull one of those out.
Yeah, Elise and Lee
even though
Sin
they're
gonna
not
be banned
massively
away
in
here.
meta. Yeah,
But as you said, Graves, Rek'Sai, Kha'Zix, Rengar, all these junglers are available.
I think it would be more focused on the Kha'Zix or Graves, as they're like. I feel like Graves is definitely back in meta now with the lethality changes, definitely. And
oh boy, they still don't want to reveal what they're going for, so they do pick up the Fizz for Nisfair towards that mid lane. Honestly, I like it. It's just adding to that pick potential that you talked about before. That that Team AFC had in the first game. They had the Kled, and they just tried to make those picks, of course, with the LeBlanc and with the Rammus. But this time, NSG are liking their composition. They can go for the ultimate from Fizz. They can go, of course, with the Kled engage, Morgana binding. But oh boy, it works pretty well as well. Yeah.
Yeah, Kassadin has been banned against Boss here in the mid lane in previous games, I'm pretty sure. So we'll see how that goes. He hasn't got to play it yet, or he hasn't played it yet, rather. Another thing is, I think AFC. So last game they had, I'm not sure where they picked.
Oh, the Cho'Gath! We're gonna get to see some Cho'Gath. There we go.
Oh, this is so disgusting. I'm not even joking. It's
I'm
like.
so hyped right now. I want to see what he's gonna do.
This is disgusting. It's like that.
By the way, it could be flexed. So it's either Cho'Gath top or jungle. Yeah, we don't know yet.
I feel like, so the thing with Cho'Gath top is he gets bullied very easily by a lot of picks, but they have already picked the Kled, and I'm not too sure if Kled would be able to bully that, because I'm not 100% on the Cho'Gath matchups, but in general, like Cho'Gath top can't push past River because he gets like easily ganked and like easily picked for in the long lane. I feel like the Graves pick here is going to be really nice, and I'm hoping to see what he does with it. Apparently, I have some inside information.
Oh, the inside information! Here we go. What you got?
That this Cho'Gath was one of the picks that NSG might have been hoping to pick up here, and that I think it's because I'm not sure, because the Graves here is actually a really strong pick with this comp. When you pick out anyone on the team with the Morgana, I feel like it's just super clean. You're able to like blow someone up with the Graves, the Fizz, whoever you pick, and you have the Kled for running in and whatnot. This is going to be a really interesting game. I don't know which way this is going to go. This is like extremely difficult. Cho'Gath though, I'm excited to see this.
Yeah, definitely.
Both teams, I feel like, want to play this pick.
I mean, you said, yeah, the NSG actually wanted to see if they can, if they're able to actually pick up the Cho'Gath, but it's AFC are the ones that are actually going to pick it up, so let's see how they actually play around that. And honestly, of course, I'm pretty happy that Goose is able to pick up the Grave, so definitely excited to see him on that champion, one of his old ones, one of his most comfortable champions before, so definitely something that he's gonna love, because we know before he joined NSG, he always had that solo queue mentality of, oh no, I'm just gonna play Lee Sin and I'm gonna make plays. But since joining NSG, he started going to playing the Sejuani, playing the Zac, playing just a lot of those champions that contribute to team fights rather than And he actually, rather than just having that solo queue mentality. And I love the fact that he changed and just became a better player since joining NSG. And with Graves now, since he actually did pick it up here, it could work really, really well for them.
Yeah, no, I feel like, and because he has a lot of games on this Graves, I think he'll be very comfortable with it, and it's definitely a good pickup here. Overall, I'm not really sure how these fights are going to go. Do we know whether the Jarvan now is going jungle or top lane?
Yeah, I believe that Jarvan's actually just getting the information, hot off the press. Jarvan is going to be towards the top lane. Cho'Gath is going to be going to the jungle.
Yeah, I've expected this. The Cho in the top lane just I don't think does it for me. Maybe if you're hotshot GG and you want to accidentally throw a few skills here and there and play Cho'Gath, it's the only person who I can imagine playing Cho'Gath. He's just back in the days. Oh.
I actually can't remember the last time I actually saw Hotshot GG play a game.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember I think it was last year.
Back
and he was
in the
still
good old
playing
days.
Last year, just before the Galio changes, he was still playing Galio top. Like, oh, he's interesting. I think nowadays he's playing. He's trying to play Garen only to Diamond and can't get to Diamond playing Garen only.
Because I don't think you can get to Diamond with Garen only.
But they have changed him. They've changed him this patch, so he probably can. I mean, he's not gonna be.
You know what? I might try that as well. I might just try, a Garen only and see what happens.
A Garen only account, yeah.
Oh boy.
I mean, I don't think there's a worse champ you could pick for trying to get to a certain skill range.
Yeah, it's like gets placed mid lane. It's okay. I'm playing Garen. Gets placed support. Well, I guess I'm going Garen then.
Yeah, they gave him. I think they're okay buffs to his passive and stuff.
Support Garen can be that bad. I've seen an ADC Ahri. I've seen an ADC Ahri go up against...
ADC Ahri isn't bad.
Yeah, I know.
She actually has decent auto attack range.
Yeah, no, this guy went up against Gosu, I think, twice, and he ended up beating him in lane both games, and ended up, Gosu lost those games to an ADC Ahri. So I just keep thinking, is ADC Ahri a new thing?
No, maybe not.
Please,
maybe not.
Bring it to the Irish scene, please. Someone do it.
I feel like she doesn't have enough to warrant in the rest of her kit to warrant her just going AD. But having the 3 dashes is kind of nice, I guess.
It's she can be a very mobile AD carry.
Yeah, definitely.
Won't be dealing as much damage, but. I mean, I'm not too sure. I haven't seen damage charts or anything like that for the ADC Ahri, but it's something.
It's something. It's definitely. I love those unusual picks though, like ADC Ahri or
Gragas support.
Gragas support. I used to play that back in the day when Gragas was actually broken, and I mean he's still really strong. He just provides so much utility with that E flash combo. It's really strong, and ult is still really strong, even after they changed it so that there's a delay on it, no matter where you throw it, kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't because I used to play a lot of Gragas before those changes, and when that change actually came in, I was just thinking, okay, well, this is just not gonna help me climb, and it did not help me climb at all. It just wasn't working for me, just because I was too used to the cask immediately arriving there, and it just wasn't helpful.
It just screws you over, it happens.
It happens indeed. But ladies and gentlemen, hopefully we will be jumping into the second game, of course, between Team AFC and Nuclear Storm Gaming. And if you're just tuning in, first game did go to Nuclear Storm Gaming after a really long fight, I'd say. And as Slút pointed out a couple minutes ago, they had a really good early. They didn't actually play their early game pretty well, but they were able to just make those calls later on into the game, and hopefully they'll be able to, just brush up on these mistakes and see if they can actually come out on top this time. But we will be jumping onto the Rift within the next minute or two.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to cast from Twitch this game because
oh boy, that's not gonna work.
I didn't manage to get into the lobby in time before they started the game. Too hasty to start fighting that at NSG and AFC here.
Well, you could just try and spectate their game, maybe? I'm hoping.
Yeah, no, I tried. I can't get into it.
Maybe once the delay is actually done, that could be the only reason it's
Probably
not
once
working.
the delay is done,
Yeah,
it
once
might
the delay is done, you'll be able to spectate and then jump in. How to spectate 101, a master class of spectating.
Oh, I managed to get in. It's all right. Everything, the day is saved. Oh no, it's bugged again. Fuck. I mean,
hello.
Sugar.
Boop.
Beep.
This is a PG stream. I'll have you know. You cannot be saying those words.
That's one thing I also did as well. I said one curse word when we were up at QCon as well, and it's something that I just need to get better at is making sure I don't.
Oh, trust me, that was one of the first things I have to fix as well. It's just you can't be saying that. No, this is.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm a guest caster.
I know you're a guest caster. We have children watching the stream. Okay, we have Coxie more than likely in the chat. We have
Devils.
Yeah, Devils. I was just gonna say best Irish moderator right there.
I'm definitely getting banned after that. There you go. No matter what. Yeah. Calling Devils a baba.
Yeah, this is the only time we're gonna have a guest caster, just because you ruined it. It's your fault now. So if anyone tries, you guys can just you guys can just blame him.
Yeah, I'm open to take the flame. It's fine. I mean, I've flamed enough people in the last game. I might as well just go hell for leather and just start flaming people.
How about no? Can we actually not?
Oh no, I wouldn't. It's a tight knit community though. Nobody really ever gets too mad about anything in this community. You know?
Let's just actually let's bring it back a little bit.
Bring it back to the game.
Yeah, bring it back enough of our. So you saw the
rubbish
composition
talking
from AFC. You saw the composition from NSG. What do you think? Who are you going to give the edge to this time? Because I mean. You were right at some point. You gave it the caster curse, saying that AFC could come out with something out of the blue, and they did.
Bring it back with a bit of havoc. Yeah, that's what I thought last game, and it happened. I felt like NSG had the overall edge with the comp, but and they showed it in the end. But AFC definitely gave them a challenge. Like, let's see how this game goes. I'm feeling like NSG might be able to win this over, but I feel like both teams got very good picks off the bat.
Yeah, let's see what they're going to
end
up doing.
Yeah, overall, I'm excited to see the Graves because of the dust blade changes, and I just want to see him, one-shot people with E-in, auto, Q, boom, people are dead,
Yeah, bye-bye. Yeah, but both of them this time. Maybe going for an early cheese. Boss might get caught out. Trick does have the Q. Will he land it? Will he force the flash? The flash is instantly forced. Massive respect actually coming out from Boss. So
definitely.
Yeah, so definitely wanting to escape there. Not even going to risk it for a biscuit. Doesn't want those biscuits.
It doesn't want those biscuits. Yeah, no, I think the right choice is just to early flash there, because you're going to have to blow it anyway. There's no difference between you blowing an early flash there and blowing like a millisecond perfect flash,
Yeah. It's just a couple of seconds, but it's not really going to have a big impact. But again, because of the vision that NSG were able to apply early on, it just gives them good vision. You see, I was listening to music for a second. I was thinking, wait, where's that coming from? This is from Adzi's. Oh boy, we're back at it again.
Yeah. Pause. So will this one last longer than Goose or not?
Oh boy. You see, here's the thing. We still didn't find out how long a Goose lasts. So
I did. I found out that it's definitely less than 3 minutes.
Okay.
Because of the last pause was 3 minutes, and I asked in Twitch chat afterwards, and Goose confirmed himself that the pause lasts longer. So there you go.
There you have it, folks. These are the questions that the people need to know the answers to. This right here. This is where it's at.
Yeah. Definitely.
But we're talking about the early kind of aggression for the vision from NSG. They were able to place down a couple of wards at the red buff and the Raptors, so they know where Dr. Yet is going to be. So that gives them a little bit of information to work around.
Oh, the cheese here from NSG.
Where's the cheese at? What's going on?
Oh, I might be ahead or behind. I'm not too sure because I expect it at a different time to you. where they were walking into the tri-brush.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where you are right now.
230.
230. Yeah, I'm just got to it now.
234.
Yeah, okay. Everything's good. Everything's good now. I fixed it.
Gucci. We're Gucci. This is fine.
We're good. We're good.
Yeah, we do apologize. This is a spectator-client sort of issue, so it's not really on our end, but we do apologize, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Sometimes there might be like slight discrepancies in what we see, but
yeah,
this is why I should have called over.
Yeah, when you try your best, but you don't succeed. You're supposed to keep going, man.
I can't. I've ruined it for you already now.
You ruined the gem of the song, man. You know, for the future, you know, you get to do it better.
I feel like, damn, this top lane is going really in Red Panda's favor.
Default, yeah. But
yeah.
I mean, Default's being a little bit over-aggressive. He might be fighting around minions, but this constant poke with the javelin coming out from Jarvan's doing a decent amount of damage. You see, I don't know if it's a javelin or a spear. Doesn't really matter. Here comes Goose. Default not going to have the bear trap. He's not mounted on Skarl, so Goose not going to be able to do anything just yet.
I feel like he tried to fight that early so that he'd be low enough for the gank, because they win a 2v2 top lane there, I feel.
Definitely with the Cho'Gath and Jarvan, I think there's a lot more burst just because of the Graves. So I think they definitely would have won the 1v1 or 2v2 rather.
Yeah.
Oh, but here we go.
There's a lot more CC.
Engage the point. Here comes Goose, gonna get that decent damage, and looks like one more auto attack might be able to secure the red buff. Not gonna get the kill with the potion being procced here by Boss. Gonna be able to survive.
So close.
But Default still gonna be able to run away with his life. No forced summoners towards that top lane. But of course, knowing that Boss didn't have that flash, Goose knew that he could have went towards that mid lane, but still not able to secure that kill.
Yeah, that was unfortunate, but...
Is there a dive here? Yes, there is. There's no Skarl. There's no way for him to escape. And there's going to be the flash from Dr. Yeti. But the last turret is actually going to get him, so it's a 1-for-1. And both summoners burnt, or both summoners rather burnt from Dr. Yeti on Default. But still a 1-for-1. Default will definitely take that, no questions asked. Hello? I seem to have lost my co-caster and the music. This is beautiful. Doesn't really matter. We should be fine, ladies and gentlemen. Wait.
Hello.
Hello, friendo.
Hello. I was here the whole time. Somebody muted me. Interesting.
Feels bad.
Yeah. The production quality. First game. It was you. I knew it.
No.
You were getting sick of my cursing and my Mayo accent, like.
Yeah, you're from Dublin, okay? You're not from Mayo.
No, don't ever say that.
What does it say on your passport?
It says
Dublin.
I'm a big dirty Mayo lad, like.
It most certainly does not. I've seen your passport, okay? And it doesn't really matter. Default and Red Panda are going to be going at it yet again towards the top lane. This time Default going to be coming out on top with a good amount of damage here. But let's go back to the main issue here. You're from Dublin, case closed.
Okay, we're not having this argument. We'll have this argument afterwards, and you're gonna lose, you know.
Yeah. You see, our argument is like, you know, like Kled and Jarvan having an argument right now. I'm Kled, and I'm just winning.
No.
Oh, look at this. No. We were talking about this. Look at this poke coming up from Atsy and Trick. Get the Dark Binding, then put a trap, and it's just headshots left, right, and center coming up from Atsy.
And then into the Caitlyn E net, and just double headshot off, and it's just really strong.
Yeah, but here comes Nisfar. He's going to land his fish onto Mikul. He's going to be able to get exhausted here. Will he be able to secure the kill? Trick going to be coming in for a little bit of support. Both summoners force out of Mikul and the heal
and exhaust.
Yeah, so
that's
really well
good.
played.
And pushing for this first tower, and they leave Goose to cover mid because he's able to clear waves really easily with that Q. That was really good rotation there by NSG. Send Nisfar bot lane. And try and make a pick and get first tower.
Yeah, they're going to be able to secure first brick gold. Beautiful rotation coming from NSG.
Very good.
You were criticizing their early game in the last game. You can't say anything about it this game. They're playing really well.
Yeah, they really pulled up their socks now this game.
What color are their socks?
They're probably, you know, yellow and black, I'd say, you know, kind of NSG socks on sale now.
NSG socks? Oh boy.
They're kind of like SG jackets on sale now, but...
We are not doing this.
I'm not allowed to plug that on the stream. What?
No, what? Oh boy.
No. NSG socks apparently on sale now. Pull up your socks while you can.
I'm done with you. Oh boy.
Never been allowed to cast another game again after all these.
Oh god. Oh boy. But back to the game. Looking towards the dragon, towards the bottom side. It's going to be a cloud dragon, so not really a contested objective for both these teams. Could be something that someone will look forward to, but I don't think they're going to be allocating resources towards securing it just yet. They're immediately going to go for a lane swap. As soon as they got that bot lane turret, send Adzi and Tricked towards the top lane and send Default towards the bottom lane.
And then Goose comes up as well, and they try to probably push that in. He's going back for his red first.
Yeah, you do need that true damage. You do need those slows.
I feel like, I suppose they don't need it straight away to be pushed in. I felt like they would have built up a little bit of a wave there, like Adzi is kind of trying to do before that, and then send your jungler top lane before even taking that red, and get your mid lane to shove in and push in behind this bot lane and be able to dive them, because you have a Fizz, you have so much CC with Tricked and Tricked coming out there and being able to. He's almost level 6. I feel like once he gets level 6, they'll just be able to dive this no bother.
Yeah, definitely, especially with the fact
they're
that
sending Dr. Yeti to the top lane here, and also Nisfar is getting pushed in, so they can't really make too much of an advantage out of it yet.
Yeah, certainly. Be the pressure. The Dark Binding is going to land. The trap is going to land. And it's going to be a headshot after headshot, and it's going to be Adzi securing the kill.
Really well played by Trick there as well.
Yeah, Red Panda going to get engaged upon by default. He's just going to run away with the swaggy flag and drag. Gonna get the hell out of dodge. Yeah. It's very swaggy. Swag-like? I'm gonna go with swag-like. But here we go. Here comes Goose. It's gonna be Dr. Yeti and Walker Lad. It's a
this is what I wanted to see.
But here comes Nisfar as well. TP coming in from the Red Panda here towards the top lane. Traps after traps after traps. And all those headshots. Dr. Yeti's still gonna be able to survive with a slither of health. He might be able to get secured if Goose is actually able to secure that Dark or collateral damage, but it's going to be Nisfar. He's going to land his fish. Will he be able to get the kill? Yes, he will, and he's going to survive! Not really! It's going to be the Cucumber from Boss, but Trick might be able to get secured. It's a double kill here for Boss, but it's still not over. It is going to be ending up a 2 for 2 here between NSG and AFC towards the top lane.
That was very intense fights up there.
Yeah,
I did not expect Nisfar to go up like that. He just went ham. He was like, I want this kill. I want that double buff. I can get out. But the jumps and dashes from Boss, just a little bit too much, you know.
Yeah.
Being able to dash all over the place.
Aggressive here. He doesn't have that much damage. He's going to get exhausted. He's going to get slowed. But he's not going to get taken down just yet. He's going to be able to escape with his life. He's going to be able to just dash over the wall. Not really. He's just going to walk it off.
Walk it off. Yeah, and they managed to blow Mikkel's exhaust there as well. So he gets the advantage out of that as well.
Yeah, he's going to leave that last fruit. He's just, at this point, he's just trolling the Skull Crab just because the Skull Crab always wants that one, just that one piece of honey fruit. Because it's like, you know what? You see that honey fruit? I'm just going to leave it there.
Oh god. Tricked is getting really close with these bindings here. If he makes another pick up here, it'll be really detrimental to AFC.
Yeah, and it could actually mean the other tier 1 towards the top side falling as well. If he's able especially to secure Walker Lad and not just Mikul, then they would be able to get the turret. But if he secures Mikul instead and Walker Lad's still alive, they could go for a dive. Tricked, just going to walk in and take aggro. Here comes Goose. They're going to try and see if they can apply a decent amount of pressure. Again, this constant pressure just getting them a good amount of damage on that turret.
Yeah, and this is exactly what they need to be doing. And also on top of that, they have the TP advantage from mid lane. Nisfar has TP still up, where Kassadin used his the last time they tried to dive top. And pretty much he was the reason that it turned around for a 2 for 2 there. So this time they won't be able to do that, and they could potentially end up losing this fight here if they manage to dive, and on top of that, lose the tower.
Oh boy, here comes Goose, and here comes Nisfar as well, all the way from the mid lane, and here comes Default, and he's charging in. Mikul going to be using the Monster just a little bit too early, not going to be able to disengage, and that's going to be the one more kill going for NSG. Not going to be backing off towards that top lane. He's far going to get knocked up. He might be going for Walker Lad. He might be a little bit greedy, but here comes Boss, and he wants to show them who's the boss. And then he just walks away.
Didn't get a chance to show them who's boss yet.
No, that's the thing. That's how you show who you're, who's the boss. You just walk in, show who you are, and then just walk out.
Oh yeah, just send in the message.
Always leave them wanting more. That's how it works.
This is textbook play here from NSG. I like what they're doing. They're just playing the map quite well here, and they're going to send Nisfar to the bot lane, be able to split against anyone, and also have that TP up still, whereby the default Clyde used his TP to secure that tower, and I suppose change the tide of that fight there.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, with that constant pressure that's been mounting up towards the top lane, again, NSG are definitely improving their early game. They were making plays, they were rotating correctly, taking objectives correctly at the right time. And this is the NSG that we've been used to before. This is the kind of level of play that we're expecting from them. Not just giving away a lead at the beginning, but they're playing really, really well this time.
Yeah. I asked NSG for some inside information, and they told me Goose is boosted, but that's pretty common knowledge, so I wouldn't really call it.
I don't think you need to ask the team. I don't think that's insider knowledge. No, that's
yeah. So, see, going for the Rift Herald here while...
Oh boy, TP gonna be coming in. Dr. Yeti between 4 members of NSG, and he's gonna be the first to fall. Red Panda on the backline trying to take down Anti, but that doesn't matter. Walker Lad gonna be jumping into the fray here. Red Panda gonna be secured. Not really. Yes, he is actually. It's going to be a double kill secured. Boss is going to be the last one, and there's going to be multiple members. 4 for 1 in favor of NSG, and it could be the Rift Herald falling, or they could run it down mid.
Exactly. I think they could get both here. But the thing that I was literally about to say is it's really risky to go for the Rift Herald here because of the fact that Caitlyn just bought her IE, and the Fizz had finished his sugar, what's that called again? The Protobelt. Yeah, exactly. Getting better as we go. The Protobelt. So that was a really risky fight to take when they were 3k gold behind at this early in the game, and there was power spikes on the enemy team as well. So they really didn't want to take that fight there.
Yeah, exactly.
Risky
and of course,
going for it.
Due to even more spectator client bugs, I'm just now watching a very fast game.
Nice.
It is going at about 4 seconds. It's about 4 times speed at this point. What's your time, just so I can make sure we're going right here?
15-15.
Perfect.
16.
Perfect. We're back.
Okay.
We're back.
We're back at it.
We're back,
yeah,
boys.
I don't know. Client is kind of weird.
Yeah, it's been really weird today, to be honest. Not really helping us out. But default looking very hungry. That's a decent bit of damage, and Red Panda gonna be able to actually engage yet again. Default's just gonna walk it off here, going with a buckshot to help him escape.
This is really disgusting with that Duskblade. The amount of damage.
I didn't even see that Default actually went for a Duskblade as well. This is just disgusting. This is just no.
It is. 5 Duskblades when, I feel like everyone's going to be...
I highly doubt Nisfar is going to go for a Duskblade, but if he does...
Oh, yeah?
Oh, boy, Miko's going to get taken down here. Maybe the fish going to be able to secure him. Not really, but the ace in the hole going where the sun don't shine. And it's going to be Adz securing 1 more kill.
I feel like so many people are going Duskblade now since the changes that I've even heard of Akali's building...
well, you see, Akali is
mixed, and she does
she's
blow
mixed
people
damage,
up.
so it could possibly work. But look at this. This is
but
the
back in the
usage.
day, this is the proper usage of a that was good. Whereas the only thing is Cho'Gath can eat it here, is kind of unfortunate for NSG, but they still got double the use out of it. 2 towers, kind of what you want at least.
Yeah, they got a decent bit of damage, and again because. Trick is lagging. Trick is lagging, but Utter BM coming up from the side of AFC. They don't care. All is fair in love and war indeed, and this is war. They're gonna secure themselves a kill, but Trick gonna be out of it. Let's see if we can give Goose another chance at lasting longer than a pause.
I mean, the last one was 30 seconds. Is it lower than 30 seconds? I don't know.
Well,
we'll have to see.
We're gonna have to wait and see. He has 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go, but. recapping what just happened, you were talking before in the previous game about the usage of the Rift Herald. They used it really well this time because it didn't actually deal any damage to the tier 1.
Last time it was exactly. Last time AFC used it, it was 5v5. It was literally an RM going on, and they just decided that they were going to use it to try and take the first tier tower. I don't think they even got it. They got like down to like I think 10% HP or something and had to back off because they didn't use it correctly. You want those kind of mid-game fights, and they actually had a really good comp for it. Like they could made picks while LeBlanc was big, and then use it after that so they can't clear it. Possibly get double the use out of it, hit 2 towers, or use it after you've taken the first so that you at least get a lot of damage in the second. Because that opens up the map so much when you have that second tier tower there.
Yeah, exactly. And again, just because they gained a decent amount of damage onto the turret, this helps them out really well in sieging up at a later stage of the game. And of course, because they have the engage potential from default with the charge, they have the traps coming out from Adzi, the pick potential from Tricked, so it works really well, really well for them, rather. So I think Tricked has reconnected.
I like this. Yeah, the comp actually works well around that as well, whereby you kind of siege up, and then when you've poked them a little bit, you can just kind of Kled ult on them and dive in with your fizz and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly. And, just looking at what the Cho'Gath is building so far, the Cinder Hulk, of course, with the changes to Bombi Cinder before. I believe it was cheaper to get, wasn't it?
It was, and he's going to go, I think, for the Gargoyles here. Probably not straight away. Or maybe he will, but I feel like most people are going to go Gargoyles. On Cho'Gath, they want to go Gargoyles and Locket because of the huge shield that it gives you nowadays. It's like you have a bunch of stacks, you gain a load of HP, you double your HP, and then because your HP is so high, when you pop that Locket, you give a huge like 2k shield to your team. Like it's really good for team fighting, and that's what might make it hard, actually, for NSG in this scenario, where they want to dive in, and the enemy team is just going to have this huge shield to protect them all, and
especially
they might not be able to
blow
blow someone up.
So they're going to have more shields.
Exactly. Shields on shields on shields on shields.
Shield section.
And I feel like shields right now are actually like so strong because they are not affected by, say, the way heals are. And with the grievous wounds changes, and everything is getting grievous wounds nowadays, and it's just like it means that shields are much stronger and heals are like not as strong. So right now shields are king.
Yeah, and looking towards Default and Goose, both of them do have the Dusk Blade, so they're going to have a mean amount of damage, and they're going to be able to clear wards as well.
Yeah, the ward clearing is really nice from it, I find.
Yeah, definitely. It just helps them spot, especially when you go a little bit aggressive and a little bit deep. Then you'll be able to find out if you get caught. And Miko playing with fire. He's actually going to get tormented here with the ultimate. He's going to get rooted. A little bit of burst maybe coming out. The Ignite might secure the kill. Yes, it will. That's going to be a 1-for-0. The knockup coming out from Walker, lad. Not going to be able to secure the kill there, but it's still a 1-for-0 for NSG. Red Panda walking.
I really didn't think Tricked was actually going to get away with that. His team wasn't following up, and he hit the go button, and he really made it work. Good job, Trick there. Yeah,
again, this is the pick potential we were talking about. And look at this. Because there was decent damage on the turret, they're going to siege it up and might be able to secure it.
Nice.
Oh, Rudar is actually going to land onto Red Panda here. The turret's going to get secured. And NSG yet again come out with a kill and the turret.
Yeah, that's really good now.
He's going to have a little bit of a kerfuffle with Boss. He might be able to mount up yet again with
is
Scarl.
he?
He's going to have the charge. Here comes Nisfire, and he's going to be jumping in. Default might be going for round 2 here. But Dr. Yet is going to be on the hunt, rather. 3v1. Not going to be able to get enough damage onto Default. I didn't actually think of that because of the health from Default, because his health and Scarlet's health are different. He wasn't able to go punch through that damage and kill him.
Yeah.
That's something nice.
It is, and he has actually so much damage that when this Kassadin jumps onto him, he can turn it around. Like, it's not no laughing matter having that Dust Blade and Tiamat. He might look squishy, but he's really able to pack a punch. Like.
Yeah, definitely, which is really working yet again. Honestly, for the side of NSG, they have about an 8k gold lead in 20 minutes. That is
It's humongous right now.
Yeah, it is a humongous lead at this point in the game. It is a really, really huge lead, to be honest, in their favor. They got a dragon spawning in 1 minute 40 seconds.
I'm not really sure why they're really like. I'm not sure why they have like 3 people down here bot lane. Kind of confusing from NSG here. Not really sure what they're up to.
This is the positional mistakes that they kind of keep making. They get to these later stages of the game and then they're just not sure what to do. Because in the last game, they were always reactive. They were making a couple of calls, but Dr. Yeti got to get engaged up on here. Here comes the fish and here comes Trick, but there might be a little bit out of position here. Trick might be the first one to fall, and yes, he is. Here comes the TP from Default, and here comes the TP from Red Panda. And it's going to be Walker Lad just obliterated off the rift, and the same thing goes for Adzi. ADC in 2017, that's what's going to happen. Red Panda going to go in for another engage, and what a burst coming here from Goose. He gets 1, he gets 2. Red Panda going to get taken down as well.
Really well played there from
Boss, the sole survivor, and it's going to be 4 for 2 in favor of NSG.
Yeah, that was it. It looked really grim there from NSG, and the TP in from Default changed that fight, I feel, and just being able to jump down on Walker Lad and just blow him up. I was astounded by the damage there. I really don't like playing AD carry in this meta. It's so hard. Both these players are playing it well, though, I must say.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Adzi in the last game, and this game, the only reason... Yeah, in the last game, he played really well, as you said. And this game, the only reason I think he was caught out was because he had 4 members of AFC in front of him. I'm sorry, but as an ADC, you're not going to survive that. That's just not going to happen.
These Qs, these Dark Bindings from Tricked are really nice.
Yeah, they're like homing missiles. Really nice. You can't really run away from them.
Yeah.
And look at this, and he lands another one.
And another one.
Yeah, he's just gonna sit there, and another one. And another one.
Here we go, another one.
Oh, there it is, we called it! He actually gets it. The fish is actually gonna get engaged onto Mikola here, and the ace in the hole not gonna get the kill. But Nispar is gonna be able to get there and secure the kill. Walker Lad gonna try and chase him down. Mountain Drake, meanwhile, in the backline, gonna get secured. Rooted, and he's gonna get taken down. Dr. Yeti. 1, 2, 3, and Boss comes in with a massive amount of damage, and it's going to be Adzi who survives. Not really, the bomb's going to explode, and it's going to take him down. Dr. Yeti might get chased here by Goose. He might get taken down. The screen have frozen. I'm not sure what's going on.
Oh, the red buff is slow from Walker Lad. That was really smooth by him.
Describe what's going on. I don't know what's going on.
He's healing up so much. He's getting... Look at Dr. Yeti. He already went back to full HP there. That was ridiculous. From the Warmogs.
Oh, okay, now I'm actually unfrozen. So thanks for the spoiler.
Oh, that was like crazy.
Oh, Walker Lad with the slows. What is that region? 100 HP per second?
Yeah,
that is insane.
It's crazy.
He's going to try and engage yet again. Boss might be able to engage on the backline. Default still going to be able to take down Walker Lad. And it's going to be Default 1v2. He's going to get Skrull back. But off the back of that fight, it was a 3 for 3, I believe, because Mikul was also secured. But that was a really prolonged fight.
Crazy. I didn't expect... I expected him to be able to go to the gargoyles, but I presume he's now going to go to the gargoyles after that. That is crazy regen.
Yeah, I mean, he could go... He definitely has to go Ninja Tabai, though, for the boots, because against the Caitlyn, a Graves, and a Kled, you definitely want to get that damage reduction. Of course, 10%, it was nerfed from 12. So
they're really strong still.
Yeah, they're definitely really strong, of course. Against 3 people who auto-attack a lot, definitely.
Yeah, I'd even go it on AD carry nowadays, like, all the time. Well, on the singular AD carry that I play, that is.
I believe it's Draven, is it not?
Maybe. Might give it away with the team name, just a little bit.
Now, what's that team name? Just give us a refresher.
I believe it's She Wants the D Raven. Why? Why could you do this?
Why you do this?
Oh
boy.
The double Duskblade is so good for clearing wards and
Imagine the Caitlyn gets it too. Imagine the Caitlyn gets a Duskblade as well.
Everyone buys a Duskblade. Let's go.
You get a Duskblade. You get a Duskblade. You all get Duskblades.
Yeah. Oh god. Oh, Goose is walking in dangerously here. Likes to live life on the edge.
Yeah, we all know Goose likes to live life on the edge. I mean, he gave you a comment before, did he not?
Wait, what?
About pauses and whatnot. That was a little bit on the edge.
Oh, we almost managed to get a Scarl back up. Oh, and Nisfar is just going in.
Oh, I think I might be a couple seconds behind you here. I'm on 24:55.
I'll slow down then.
25. Oh boy. It's a 3v1 here. Default gonna get engaged. Here comes the Redemption. He might be able to get back, and the Redemption's gonna heal him up. He might get back onto Scarl, but he's gonna get taken down. It's gonna be a 1-0 so far. The fight still goes on, and Boss on the back line gonna be able to secure one more. But here comes Red Panda. Here comes the Cataclysm. Ahri gonna get knocked up, locked up, and taken down. And it's gonna be a 3-1 in favor of AFC, and they might be able to go for the Baron.
Yeah, they're looking towards the Baron here. It looks like I'd say they have a lot of control over it with the Cho'Gath.
Let's just synchronize our times. 25, 35, 36.
25, 40. Okay.
Wait, I'll tell you when I'm on 40. I'm on 40 now.
Okay. Yeah, we're all good. We're all good.
44.
Yeah,
45.
perfect.
Yeah, perfect. Beautiful.
Yeah,
all right,
all
then
good.
we're looking at this Baron.
Production value, guys. Production.
Yeah, it's going to be Dark Bandit coming in, doing a decent bit of damage, but there's nothing you can do. This Baron's going to be going over to AFC uncontested. And looks like NSG are going through the same process AFC were before. They were the ones with the early lead, but they still have a 6.5k gold lead though, so not a bad
They
not
still
a bad
can
lead.
make a use of that. I mean, they've dropped it down. They had an 8k goal lead about 6 minutes ago, but it's still like definitely in their favor.
Yeah,
we'll
AFC.
see what AFC managed to do with this Baron here, because that could be the thing that'll change the tide of this game.
Yeah, AFC bit by bit, they're starting to bring up the rear. They're starting to just, you know, decrease that gold lead that NSG have and see if they can actually bring it back in their favor. And honestly, if NSG just keep getting caught out of position time and time again, like we saw a few minutes ago, it's not going to look good for them. Well, that's not fair. That is just not... If you get rooted, you're supposed to not move. I'm sorry, but a flag and drag should not work.
Should not. Oh, and here we see Dr. Yeti has his gargoyle plate now. That's just... Oh, I can't wait to see this. This is when everything gets real.
This is when everything's going to hit the fan right here.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh boy, Walker Lad going to be on his own, and watch that Tristana disappear. Not really, but that decent bit of damage, ace in the hole.
He got the second half of the Q off there. He would have
been destroyed. He would have been obliterated.
Yeah.
Yeah, but look at this.
That's what I was waiting for this game too.
Here comes AFC. There's still a turret there for NSG, but they may be outnumbered. There's no minion wave, so they still buy a little bit of time. And bit by bit, as you said, this gold lead is shrinking at this point, and AFC might be able to catch up here.
Yeah, no, they definitely can. They're slowly bringing it back with this Baron. Baron gives you so much stats and siege potential that they might be able to get some towers off of this to bring back this gold lead. These Caitlyn traps, though.
Oh boy, Boss just going to be jumping over them, though.
Yeah.
Decent wave clear, but with the siege potential of Tristana, she's still able to deal, a great deal of damage to turrets with her, with the bomb, of course. But you definitely want to try and see if you can buy time and just clear those waves before she's able to deal that damage, of course.
Yeah. I'm seriously wondering why they didn't continue that up. Were they afraid that the Caitlyn traps were just too much, that they weren't able to siege it up, or
maybe
they wanted to come down for the dragon. Okay, they didn't want to give another one of these.
I don't think that would have been the best call, to be honest. An Ocean Dragon, when they could have secured a turret, they need gold values with the Baron buff that they have. They're going for objectives when they already have one that could help them. Secure turrets and just get a little bit more vision down on the map, but they're just not going for it.
Yeah, I feel like the way that, I suppose they are behind, but in a scenario, if they were ahead, they could have used that dragon to actually force a fight. But I'm kind of just feeling like they're wasting the Baron here. They're not doing too much with it. Oh, Boss runs up and just grabs the tower, sneakily dives in while there's no minions there or anything, and just picks it up.
Well, I guess that kind of fixes the problem of just going for that Ocean Drake. This time it's just a little bit less risky. Oh, Dr. Yeti, though, he's going to be able to proc. proc that Gargoyle Stone Plate, but I don't think there's enough health in the world to save him when he's 5v1.
5-manned, and you can't do anything about that.
Yeah,
there.
and here's the thing with the minion wave running it down towards the bottom side of the map. This could be the siege potential. Oh, but it's going to be Boss jumping in, trying to nuke down Adzi. He's not going to be able to get the kill, though. Redemption going to provide with a decent amount of heal. But with no Cho'Gath on them up for 30 seconds, it's going to be the charge going in. Default's going to be jumping into the backline here. Red Panda's going to get nuked down, and he's going to be taken down with the last auto attack. Adzi going to get the first kill. Walker led as well. One by one, they're falling like flies.
Great decision making here from NSG. That was really nice to notice that they could go bot lane there and be able to pick the Cho'Gath. And just the fact that the Cho'Gath was there was like the icing on the cake to actually make it so that they could dive and be able to get this free inhib then afterwards. That was really good by them. And for default to be able to pull the trigger there and just say go, we need to dive here, and just, you know, it just all worked out for them. Really good. Just
yeah, definitely really well played for NSG. And AFC, we were talking about before, we were saying that they may be able to get back into this game, but it just looked a little bit good for them at the start when they were able to secure the Baron, but they weren't able to push out all 3 lanes. They weren't able to apply a lot of pressure. And NSG, again, because they were able to make the pick with their pick comp, they're able to just, you know, completely destroy that inhib and that inhib as well towards the bottom lane. And this helped them with their pressure, and they're back towards that 8k gold lead.
Yeah, it's just, that was just very, I suppose, it's carelessness on the side of AFC for not having their own jungle warded, not realizing where NSG were at the time, and just ending up getting Dr. Yeti picked. It's not necessarily his fault, it's partly his fault, but I feel like that could have been avoided, and it's definitely the reason why NSG are pulling ahead now.
Oh boy.
Oh, nice
like
black
might get caught out here, but the black shield's going to save him. He might be able to use the blast cone, and he's out of danger, but Mikul and Walker like going to be able to chase him down, and they're going to be able to secure him. That's just going to be one free kill. But meanwhile, looking towards NSG, they're running it down mid with a couple of members. They might be able to actually secure another turret here. And if they do, then this is definitely worth for them. It's risky, but high risk.
They're doing it though. Oh, they
got
it so fast. They got that extremely fast.
Yeah, the question is if they escape with their lives. If they escape with their lives, then that's just really well played for them. And
they definitely
might actually do. Yeah, they might do. Goose is going to use the blast cone, and Playful Trickster is just going to help Nisfar escape, and really well played by NSG. They lost one member, but they capitalized by getting an inhibitor turret. That's definitely worth.
Good call by NSG. They're definitely making a lot better decision-making plays this game than they were in the last game. They probably just, you know, bit rusty first game. You know, just do a bit of sandbagging. It's fine, and they're definitely showing that they're more capable this game.
Oh boy, Nisfar going to be chasing down Red Panda. Red Panda already
another pick on the bot lane
here. He
here.
Doesn't have the flash, and he is going to be taken down here. The Cataclysm, just for good measure. But it's going to be auto attack after auto attack here, trying to see if they can secure something. Redemption comes down, provides a bit of heal. Here comes the ultimate, of course, coming out from Dr. Yeti. He's waiting for something to be low enough, but not be able to combo with the Gargoyle Stone Plate. And he's just going to root it in place. Someone tells him to sit the hell down.
Well, as push is made, this is just like...
That was without their AD carry. NSG are making plays without their AD carry.
The problem here is AFC have zero control of their jungle right now, and it is partly due to the double Dusk Blade that are able to, you know, be able to clear it out and everything. But they're just not buying enough vision wards, or controller wards rather, and placing them in their own jungle and just making sure they have that they're safe where they go.
Setting up a death bush though. Dr. Yeti might get secured here, and like the homing missile trick secures the lockdown onto Dr. Yeti. Stormguard's or Gargoyle Stoneplate not gonna be able to save him this time. Might get nuked down, but Boss jumps to the backline, tries to nuke down Adzi, but he's not gonna be able to get it. And it's gonna be the Zonyas buying as much time for Nisfar as possible. Gonna be able to escape with his life, ace in the hole, not gonna be able to secure the kill, but Red Panda's gonna get taken down as well. 1, 2, 3, and they all just get secured. 3 for nothing. Blinking health bars for Nisfar and Goose. But they don't really care. They're running it down to Baron.
They're gonna get this. They're gonna get this now for free, for sure. They have to. AFC have to protect their base as well from that bottom inhib being down. This is the thing about getting bottom inhib. It's so strong for Baron control.
Exactly. Because it's the furthest one away from the Baron, it just helps them out immensely in just controlling that top side of the map.
Yeah, exactly. And I suppose in the sense that I was saying that they need control of their own vision. They also had no vision around Baron, so it was very hard for them to, I suppose, decide where they're going to place their vision. I'm not sure. Are NSG going? Yeah, I suppose they're just going to grab this for free and try push out the lanes, abuse this Baron, buff things up, and see how this goes.
Yeah, and the fact that they get themselves another Mountain Drake, it just makes it easier for them to siege up and secure those turrets. So NSG just making sure that they keep the ball rolling. 12,000 gold lead 35 minutes into this game. I think the Baron was the final nail in the coffin of the Ahri fan club. Is there much that they can do? We're looking at maybe the last team fight towards that mid lane here. They're going to try and siege up and get the inhibitor. Fish is actually going to land onto boss. He's going to try and use his Rift Rock to escape, but he's just going to get blown
really nice
into pieces as he gets taken down. But looks like Azzy might get secured here by the ultimate coming up from the Yeti. Here. But he can only do so much. Redemption is going to heal him. Azzy's going to get someone else again. It's going to be the jumping jump into the backline, but it doesn't even matter. 1, 2, 3, 4. All the bodies are hitting the floor. Ahri fan club are going to get picked off one by one. And NSG look like they're going to secure themselves both inhibitor turrets, both Nexus turrets, and they're going to take down the Nexus and secure themselves the first win in their group.
This looks like GG here from NSG. And
Walker
maybe pad their KDA a little bit.
Not going to be able to do it, and it is going to be NSG taking the second game and taking this best of 3.
Well played, both teams. NSG just pulling out better macro, better decision making that game. Well played.
Yeah, definitely well played. A really huge improvement from their early game. Made the game a lot easier for them. But well played to NSG. Commiserations, of course, to AFC. And, of course, thank you, everyone, for joining us for tonight's broadcast. Thank you, John, for joining me for the cast tonight. It was a beautiful pleasure to have you tonight.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you very much. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to stay tuned on all news raid-related, Piltover Cup and everything, just make sure you head over to our website, raid.gg, or you follow our Facebook page, of course, as well. Just Raid. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good night.
Good night.